Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. We are live here from Brother Roberts Field to bring you another edition of Panthers baseball here this afternoon. Beautiful day. We finally had a nice day through the last couple of days of rain. I'm sure it's going to go back to rain the 2 days after this, but we'll fit some baseball in the meantime. Dominic Lorenzano alongside Rich Francis and Al Visnick, as always, bringing you the action. And, guys, we're starting on time for once. What a beautiful feeling.
We weren't ready for that.
Even playing baseball is a good thing, the way the rain's been. It's been crazy.
Indeed. And, by the way, the ace of the Panthers staff back on the hill again today. Graham Gavin going against Marblehead, the Magicians. And the Panthers have won 2 straight. Their starting pitching has been elite in those 2 games. Right now the Panthers working on a 14 straight innings streak here of not giving up a run between Micah and Graham on the last 2 games.
Yeah. And really only 1 hit, really, and that was even questionable.
Tom, I'm going to make a quick correction for the folks at home. Though we're in red and white, we are playing Masco.
Masconomet.
Not Masco.
Not the Magicians, the Chieftains.
My bad.
There's a ball to you, Rich.
Yep.
Rich, you got it?
That's Cal Weedman there. We still haven't figured out if it's Weedman or Weidman. We've seen this kid in 3 different sports.
I believe it's Weidman.
Weidman, okay.
His older brother, played against Ian a lot in hoops and went to Pingree, and I believe he's playing at Tufts University playing football.
Okay.
Wow.
Weidman, by the way,
He's a quarterback.
One of the better athletes on the North Shore. We saw him in the fall playing football. We saw him in the winter playing basketball. Mm-hmm. He's fast. He's one of the top run scorers in the conference. He's also got 9 stolen bases on the year. He and Cal McKay, the Cals, are tied for 11th in the Salem News area for runs scored. The only 2 players in those major offensive categories for either of these teams. Neither team has anyone in the top 20 in hits, RBI, or home runs. But pitching is the name of the game for both of these teams.
And once again, Weidman swings on and fouls it off. He is the shortstop for Masco. Graham Gavin, as always, featuring that power fastball. He uses a breaking ball, and I believe he throws a changeup as well. And that one missing up, and that is a walk from Graham, which sometimes can be the bugaboo, sometimes of Gavin. He can have control problems. But with that leadoff walk, batting second is Gustus in the lineup that's going against Graham today. DeLutis in the 3rd spot, Porfido 4th, Ginley 5th, Ward, Del Gracio, Aziza, and then rounding out the lineup is the catcher Nelson.
For those of you who tuned in to last Wednesday's game, a week ago today, you saw Graham having excellent control on his way to throwing a complete game no-hitter against Saugus. He had 2 walks in the outing. A couple of errors behind him were the only base runners, and he was able to finish it up. For as Dom said.
Right it goes.
There goes Weidman with those 9 steals, make it 10. As he steals second with ease.
And, you mentioned Graham with that no-hitter, and then the next day he was followed up by his teammate, Micah McManus, who may have thrown an even better game with coming 1 batter away from a perfect game. And I think, Al, you're still angry about the way that played out.
I'm a little steamed about the violation of the unwritten rules for baseball, but I'm sure for everybody who's in my school and camp, you can find somebody who's in the other camp that says, what's wrong with bunting to break up a no-hitter with 1 out in the 7th?
I don't think you'll actually find that. I don't think you'll find that many people who are going to disagree with that one. Maybe if it was a 1-run game, though, they wouldn't.
Well, it was a 3-run game, so, I mean, in high school baseball, a 3-run lead is not a safe lead at all.
The point being there is that we'd like to see the batter use his skill and swing away instead of using deception and surprise in that particular situation. And the contrary argument to my position is, bunting's allowed in baseball, and why should you let him get a no-hitter? Well, you're not letting him get a no-hitter you're respecting the job he's done, and you're respecting the game by trying to swing the bat to break it up. And there was justice as the final of the game was recorded by picking him off. So he faced the minimum 21 batters.
Yeah. But it was a masterful performance.
Oh,
both by Gavin and Micah were masterful performances last week.
And that got Beverly back to 500 overall, 5-5, 5-4 in the league, sitting second place in the Dunn division behind Gloucester coming into today's game.
And Masco, since coming over from the Cape Ann League, has been one of the stronger teams in the conference.
That one is
That's
swung
a deep
on
drive.
and driven out to right field. The right
Oh,
fielder
that's
continuing to
gone.
go back.
It's
Wow.
gone.
That's gone.
That was an absolute bomb.
Gustafson.
He put that one in the street.
That ball, I knew it was hit well, but it just kept carrying too. You see the flag blowing straight out to right field. But that 14-inning streak of scoreless performances by the Panther pitching is ended quickly here in the first on a 2-run home run by Gustafson, and what a start for Masco.
Well, there won't be any mystery about a no-hitter or a shutout today, that is for sure. It's time to kind of flush that one, let it go, and get back to business here.
And by the way, that wasn't Gustafson. That was DeLutis.
Oh, okay.
Gustafson had struck out.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
One before.
We're still getting our rosters written down. And
I
stuff.
know, right? I know.
Trying to catch up.
I actually missed the strikeout, to be honest with you. So now this is number 14, Porfido?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Was he strikeout
That's
looking or
swinging?
Swinging K. So this is the number 4 batter, the third baseman.
Yep.
Sorry, folks, we don't have any first names, and we do not have the Rich Francis MIAA-sanctioned phonetic roster.
Right. We need a more demonstrative umpire, too. I didn't see what that call was.
No, we didn't.
I think
And swung on and slashed foul.
Oh,
That one in
beautifully
the middle of the
placed
track.
inside the 5-yard line
I
for the
know.
coffin corner kick.
Pinned him back. Graham now winds and fires and missing high with that fastball.
struck him out. Okay.
That was, again,
It took a while.
very non-emphatic call
That was
by the umpire, but it's strike 3 looking on the inside corner. That's the second strikeout for Gavin.
Considering I missed the first strikeout, I'm not sure how many pitches I missed.
Yeah.
I'm already up to 19. Though,
Okay,
and
that's where I'm at.
And I mean, okay, all right.
Okay, so we're good. So this is Ginley?
Yes. This is Ginley, the center fielder.
Rich, did area leaders come out in today's paper?
It did.
And is Graham leading the Northeast Conference
He
in
is
strikeouts?
tied with Braden Francis.
Okay.
Francis has thrown 29 and a third innings. Graham, coming into today's game, had only thrown 21 and change.
So 8 innings less than the same amount of strikeouts. Fantastic.
There's another breaking ball from Gavin. That one missing.
So
In,
Ks per inning is higher for Gavin.
And Braden will be going to Endicott next year. Is that
Yes,
correct?
he
To
will.
play baseball?
Yeah. They've got 2 pitchers going to play. So Francis, again, talking about Gloucester here, Braden Francis, he's going to Endicott, and Gio Bartel is going to Assumption, I believe it is.
Okay.
Oh, so he could be pitching against Graham.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Graham's going to be going to Bentley, and I believe they play in the same conference.
Yep.
So Gavin has 2 strikes on him as well, and he swings and fouls this one straight back.
Masco starting off pretty much how you'd like to. You get some runs. You get the pitcher working the count, his pitch count a little bit.
Indeed, and Gavin, not quite as sharp as we've seen him, though I feel like he is usually an individual who gets stronger as the game goes on anyway.
Struck
That
him
one,
out.
strike 3 on the outside corner, got him looking.
big curveball.
So Gavin
Yeah.
strikes out the side, but not in order, as Masco puts up some runs on the 2-run home run from DeLutis and on to the bottom of the first. It's Masco 2, Panthers coming to bat.
Rich, as you've said many times, the leadoff walk will come back to bite you, and the leadoff walk scores on the home run.
Yeah.
I beat you to it. What did you have for a pitch count? I had 26.
25. I had 25.
Okay,
so.
I'll go with you because I like your pitch count better than mine. Means he probably threw 28.
That Gloucester and Malden math. It's also a matter of paying attention right now.
Well,
we were trying to get our rosters in there.
Yeah.
we're very happy that the game started on time,
Yes.
and but we weren't able to access the Masconomet roster until when the umpires were meeting at home plate, so we scrambled around a little bit. So we apologize for that.
Mm-hmm. Left-hander on the mound today for the Chieftains, Ward. And the lineup that he will face, Danny Pierce leading things off, followed by Cal McKay, then Colby McLean DHing in the third spot, Salerno back in the lineup in the cleanup spot, followed by Fisher and then Connolly. Reyes batting seventh, playing shortstop. McManus out in center field, batting eighth, and rounding out the lineup is Bellew.
So Masco coming in at number 40 in the power rankings in the Division 2. They are 2-6 in the league, 3-7 overall.
And looking to avenge a 5-4 loss against the Panthers at Masconomet way back on Friday, April 11th.
Masco also they lost on Saturday. I think that was the last time they played in a game against Gloucester that had started earlier in the week and then finished on Saturday.
Yeah, it ended up going 11 innings.
Yeah.
They picked it up in the 9th inning on a game, as you said, Rich, started on Thursday. And Zach Ward, the man who is on the mound right now, threw 2 scoreless innings before Gloucester got the go-ahead runs in the 11th inning.
All right.
So I had a chance to talk to Gloucester's coach, Rory Gentile, and he had used one of his pitchers, but the 2 days gave him the opportunity to come back with the pitch count and finish that game.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Warren's winds and fires, and that one, I believe, missed.
Yeah, I think his strike call is late and high with the right hand, I think.
Unless it's looking and then it's sideways.
Oh, if it's strike 3.
Yeah.
Then our cue is the batter walking back to the bench.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much how I knew
Yeah.
with all 3 of those strikeouts.
All right, so Ward falling behind the leadoff man, Pierce here, though, 2-0. And that one missing inside as well. So Ward in trouble here of doing what his counterpart did, and that is walking the leadoff man.
Again, I want to mention that home run. That thing was in the street. That's a home run 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When there was no fence.
When there was no fence, yeah.
Yeah, he hit that ball well, and the breeze has calmed down a little bit, but the wind is, for the most part, blowing out towards right, I think, or at least how the flag is.
It was.
That should be ball. I guess that's not ball 4. But that was high.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
High strike call.
3-2. Payoff pitch.
So Ward has battled it back to get it full now. So the 3-2 coming to the leadoff man, Pierce. That one missing, ball 4 outside, and Danny's going to get a leadoff walk.
So far the game has started just like the last inning.
Yeah.
For both teams.
Well, Cal McKay's a left-handed batter. Do you suppose that he'll launch the 2-run homer as well?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
We could skip the strikeout before the home run.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. would give Rich a nice symmetry.
Cal swung on and lashes this one foul towards that track.
Now, if you notice, though, they're giving Cal a lot of space out in the left center gap. They're playing him to pull. That's for sure.
That is for sure.
This is where you kind of take that curveball and slap it out that way.
They are giving him a ton of green grass now that I look.
You could...
And that's always the thing about lefty on lefty. If you want to be able to hit your counterpart there, I feel like it's usually about trying to just keep that front side in and go that opposite way, or at least think that way when you're swinging.
Cal down 1-2 now. Called strike. You could land a Black Hawk helicopter for Warrior Weekend there in
that's next weekend, right? We had the Black Hawk out there last year, didn't we?
I think definitely.
Or was it 2 years ago?
How
I think it was
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years.
They had it out there, and it ended up being a ground rule double instead of a home run.
Right, because they took the fence down.
Right, they took the fence down, and it hopped in to the enclosure, protecting the helicopter.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And it was
Alex Zaris, I think.
Yes, it was. There's a
ball
ball
high pitch, and off was Pierce. He's in there to second safely, and just like Weidman as well, the inning before, Danny has a walk, and now a stolen base.
And I think that's now a full count, isn't it?
It is.
On Cal?
Yeah, that was a bomb. I remember. Not to
then he got a
get
ground
too
rule double.
military talk, but and only get a double out of it.
Zaris, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bomb.
I do actually.
It was him actually who hit it.
Now that you guys are talking about this,
I
do remember this.
Yeah.
Well
Again,
done.
there are a lot
And
of
I remember getting ready to call a home run, and then it wasn't a home run because of that.
And I think that ended up factoring in the final score, didn't it?
Think
We
you're
ended
right.
up winning by a run or
I
something.
think they did, yeah.
Yeah, Dom, Rich and I probably remember a lot of things that nobody else has any business remembering, but...
Breaking ball, fight.
That's a nice job. Get out of play.
Nice job fighting that. Yeah, I've seen in my days in these high school fields a lot of long outs in places where they normally would be home runs. Like before they had the fence here, saw a lot of that. Down in Gloucester before they put the fence. That's center field where it's 525.
Wow.
The full count coming again from Ward. That went inside and nearly hits him.
Okay,
That wasn't a full count.
Oh, it wasn't a full
Guess
count. Wow.
it is now.
I think, yeah. I thought it was already.
I thought it was.
He
too.
shouldn't have moved. He should have got hit then if that wasn't ball four. Should have hung in
No,
there.
that's Jonah Bellew. He's the one who's always getting hit. It's a Bellew family trait.
All right, so now the full count offering coming to McKay. That one missing ball 4, and Ward opens up this inning, walking both men here in the game.
Nice quad by Cal McKay there.
Quite.
Indeed, he fouled off a couple of pitches with 2 strikes.
The catcher, Nelson, trying to sell it. Not able to get it, though.
This will bring up Colby McLean hitting in the 3-hole. Colby the DH today, is that right, Don?
Yes.
Correct.
Didn't get that down, but he has been DHing, so. That smash.
McLean smashes one
Actually, it's
in the
not.
center field.
Really
it
didn't
was
get
high.
smashed. It was going to drop. Everybody's going to. It looked like a bomb.
I thought it was in the gap.
I think he put a good swing on it, but it was off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times, too, when we're up here saying that smash, the outfield read on that swing will be freeze
similar.
them just and then that helps that drop in.
And,
so,
you know, metal,
I do think that's what happened.
metal doesn't give you the same cue that wood does.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, you can tell if a ball's hit just by the sound of wood.
Yeah.
Metal, it's, you know,
Right.
they kind of all sound
They all
the same.
ping, right?
Yeah.
So let's get Charlie Salerno here.
Bases juice for the cleanup hitter.
But McLean with a single here, and the Panthers in business. The bases loaded and nobody out.
Masco's going to play it back in the middle for 2 with corners in. I think
Salerno's got good wheels, though. Outside.
Yes, no delayed calls.
I'm surprised by that.
Now,
I wouldn't play them in at the corners either. It's just a first inning, man. You can't.
Yeah.
You can give up a run.
I-
The last thing you want to do is. I don't know.
You know, I think that if you're going to hit the ball to a corner, it's going to be hard anyhow.
Yeah.
And you can cut down the run at the plate. I think the middle is the
So,
I get you.
need that range, you know. If you're going to pull the ball one way or the other, it's probably going to get on you quick.
That's why I can get past you over there first.
That's also true. That is also true. I wonder what the sabermetrics say. on that.
I know, right? Maybe that's what they're doing. They're playing the sabermetrics.
That's why, like, people don't sacrifice bunt as much in MLB anymore, right? They
No.
don't want to give up the out.
No, they don't.
So Salerno had 3 hits his last game. 3 for 3.
May I request one right now?
Yeah, sure. Go
I
right
just
ahead.
thought I might ask. Sometimes you get what you ask for.
Sometimes. Swing and a miss, though, on that one from Charlie.
2-0 count. Swinging away.
Being aggressive.
He
although
saw
that
something he liked there.
Yeah, it was a little high, right? It was up in his
Yeah,
hands,
yeah.
and
I think he was trying to pull that to right field.
I think he should try to hit one left
Yeah,
center
right.
too.
I know, right?
Wow.
There is space out there.
That was a nice.
Oh, boy. Took a long time with that one.
Really?
That was a great frame there by Nelson.
That really was a great
Really
frame by
pulled that
Nelson.
in. You know, sometimes if you do that too much, you're not going to get anything from the umpire.
He moved so far to his
Yeah.
left that I could actually see home plate through
know,
the
yeah.
windscreen.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty amazing.
All right, 2-2.
Breaking ball, fouls it off.
Charlie swung on and fouls that
Good
breaking
job.
ball off. And the Panthers continue to do a good job with 2 strikes here in this inning of fouling some pitches off from Ward. Making him throw more. They've worked 2 walks that way. McLean got a single on his at-bat. And Charlie trying to keep his at-bat alive here with the bases juiced and nobody out. Charlie
That's gonna
swung
be a
on,
hit
and that's
to the
going to be in the
gap.
left
Yeah.
center.
That's
That's
gonna
going to
score
drop.
2.
That's 2 runs that are going to come in to score. It'll be first and second. And the Panthers waste no time in answering back the Chieftains. It's 2-2.
Boy, am I glad I asked. Well, it's not the same way that Masco did it, but you start off with a walk, get 2 runs.
Yeah.
Panthers hoping to keep it going.
So Zach Ward has thrown 21 pitches so far in the first inning and yet to record an out. And the Panthers have been able to tie it up as they look for more. This is, I believe, Teddy Fisher, right?
By the way, I know we probably say this every game, but with this rain that we've had the past few days, wasn't sure what this field was going to look like, but it's in real good shape right now.
I know.
Todd Rush and the boys must have been down here all day long working on it.
I think they worked on it yesterday, too, but the later rain that came through late morning, early afternoon was just too much.
He's really given that outside frame there because, like that pitch you were talking about, you could actually see that space.
Looks like it's about almost 3 baseballs outside.
Yeah, I know.
I'd love to catch some of the center field footage on that to see. Maybe we're nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we're not seeing it as well. But you know what? Nelson's doing a great job grabbing some of those. That ball's down. Truthfully, my issue with it isn't so much the call, the strike or the ball. It's how long it takes to call it.
I know, right? It is late.
It gives an air of indecision. I'm not saying that's the case, but
it's the optics.
The perception.
Swung on and lined in the center field. The center fielder coming on, but that's going to drop. But they're just going to play station to station on this one. And the base is still loaded and still nobody out. Way to pick up your ace. I mean, they haven't scored, a ton this year, and Graham's obviously been under pressure, it feels like a lot when he goes out of the mound, to continue to put up zeros.
Yeah.
And you have a hiccup right away in the first 2 runs, and to have your team just pick you right back up in the bottom part of the inning. It's great to see.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, Graham, his ERA is probably pretty low, and he's doing really well, but he doesn't have the wins to show for it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some other pitchers in the conference.
Yeah, what is his win total at?
I think he has 2. I think he has 2.
It's less than 3 because 3
Really?
is what it takes to get into the top 20.
The 2 wins must have been the Winthrop game and opening day and the no-hitter last Wednesday.
Yep.
Really? Wow.
So Connolly now with the bases still loaded.
We got action in the Masco bullpen, and sorry, folks, we do not have any substitutes, names, numbers, nada. So
Yeah.
We're going to have a little bit of difficulty if they bring a pitcher, and we'll give you a number, and we apologize. We'll see if maybe we can figure anything out.
That ball must have been upstairs.
So Connor Conley swinging our favorite bat, the Dixon Ticonderoga. And he's looking to erase the tie and put the Panthers in the lead.
Again, they're still playing corners in here.
Oh, he
my
smashed
goodness.
that.
Right,
That's a high fly in the left field. The left
he
fielder
dropped it.
drops it.
We're going to give him a sacrifice.
They're going to send him.
anyhow.
Yep. He would have scored the run,
So
so
it's
he'll
gonna-
get one RBI on that.
So it'll be a sac fly and an RBI and an error to allow the second one to score.
I think he slipped. I mean, it looked like he had a little trouble judging it, but I think he got under it and he just slipped.
O'Connor certainly put a charge into that. It kind of jumped off the bat, and I think your hometown announcing crowd here has been overly excited when the ball's been jumping off the bat. But I'm sure that as great a job as Todd and his crew did, that outfield has to be a little spongy in spots.
Yeah,
I would think.
It's grass that's
I was
been
about
rained
to
on
say
for 3
that.
days.
Yeah,
So.
there's no way that there's
Yeah.
not some slick spots out there in that grass.
And you know that the geese do love it when there's no baseball being played, so that tells you about the moisture factor. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Connolly-
you can throw extra dirt and the dry stuff.
Speedy dry.
Speedy dry, that's it. But you can't really do anything for the grass. And we know that certain parts of that grass out there is kind of marshy, like especially out towards left field.
Kind of marshy in August. This is J. Ray, the shortstop, Johnny Reyes, coming up with first and second, no outs. First trip to the mound has been made.
Yeah, 4 runs already in for the Panthers. And Ward going to step off.
I want to call him Cam Ward. That was the goalie for the Hurricanes, wasn't it?
It was also the first pick in the
first
NFL
pick in the
draft
NFL draft.
Righto.
Out of Miami.
Oh, Reyes.
And that
Getting
bunt
the
is
bunt down,
down.
moves everybody
Ward
over. A
has
little
it.
hesitation, and his foot looked like his foot was off the bag, but he got it down.
Good job moving him up.
Yeah, a little double clutch there by Ward. Almost got himself into trouble, but he was able to record the out still. But yeah, Cam Ward's the number 1 NFL draft pick in this year's draft. Al.
And who was there? Cam Ward, who was the goalie for the Carolina Hurricanes?
I'm not a hockey guy. I'm not going to know that.
All right. Well,
I can send the text out.
I think we can ask the Google in between innings.
Here, we can do that too.
So this is Micah McManus playing center field today, coming off that brilliant pitching performance that we were talking about earlier.
So the infield is now in. Everybody's in here, trying to cut it down, trying to keep the score at 4 runs. Right now, the clouds are coming, starting to cool things
Ward
off.
line drive, and that's going to get down as well.
Down. It's going to score.
The right fielder
They're
gets
sending
to it.
him.
They're
They're
going
sending
to
Connolly.
send him as
And
well.
they play at the plate, and he's in there.
Could not scoop it cleanly. The catcher, Micah, will move up to second, and it's a 2-run single by Micah McManus and a 6-run offensive explosion here in the first inning by Beverly.
That was Connor had not really gotten that far around third when the relay was made there, so he had to get in there. And again, Coach Cahill realizing you got to make 2 relays there to get a guy out.
Yeah, Coach, definitely keeping the pressure on Masco. You know, the philosophy being there, you have to make 2 perfect throws, and the relay did short hop the catcher because maybe if it was a perfect throw, it might have been a different story at the plate. So.
And you also notice McManus got to third on that play. So.
Third? Really? No.
No, I think he's just talking to
he's
the
at,
big
he's
dog.
at second.
Oh, I thought he actually got over to third.
He's at second. He was talking to John.
I thought he was standing on third. I'm like, wow, that was pretty good.
On the throw, he advanced
No, I know
to
that, yeah.
second base, but he was talking to Coach because of the pitching change.
I thought maybe when the ball went to the backstop, he took the extra base, but I guess not.
So the book is still open on Zach
Yep.
Ward. Number 15 is coming in to throw. And I got nothing for you, folks.
I'm going to check Max Prep, see if they have a roster.
Yeah, make sure it's up to date, because when I went on the school's website and they had the 2022 team on that.
No, we could use that name.
So, yeah, well,
If he was a freshman, then.
I did notice one of the names on there was Eric Sibak, who is
Oh.
tearing it up at Stevens Institute of Technology, I believe it is.
Not the one in Wisconsin, the one in New York?
The one in New York.
Okay, yeah.
You're thinking Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point.
Yeah, right, that's right.
No, but he's been tearing it up. I think he's all league this year.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I have a roster, but they don't have the numbers.
Oh,
I got one number, which happens to be
15?
15.
All right.
Come on.
So we have this as Aiden Brown.
That's awesome. Okay. Whether it's right or wrong, you're Aiden Brown as of right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to not care at all if it's wrong because, that's what Max Prep says. Everything I have for resources right now.
Now, did Ward leave
I
the
was
game?
just going to ask that question. Let's look for a lefty out there. Did he go to first base? Nope.
No, it's still the right-hander.
Okay, so it looks like Ward might have come out of the
Who's
game.
in right field?
They're all right-handed throwers.
Well, Masco does have – Ward was in the lineup,
Right, they were using
and they have a
the
designated fielder.
The designated hitter is for Esselin.
Yes.
Esselin, the left fielder, yeah.
So if they want to keep Ward in, they can.
Yeah.
And how?
Wait,
They would have to
if
take
Ward's
it.
in the
No,
lineup,
right,
don't
yeah.
you lose?
No, Ward was hitting for himself, so 15 would be
15
a straight
will-
swap
15
for
will
him.
have to hit for him,
That's
you're right.
fine. Yeah, so okay. So what was the name again? Brown?
Aiden Brown.
Okay.
So Aiden Brown, number 15, the man on the hill now for Masco, as the Panthers have chased the starter in the very first inning.
All right.
Up
So,
6-2 when a man's still at second and still only one out.
yeah, Jonah Bellew looking to continue the damage and ruin my scorebook.
Well, Rich, unless he hits into a
I
double
know,
play
right?
somehow,
Yeah,
your
it's gonna get
scorebook's
ruined
already
anyway.
ruined. I gotta see how many pages I have left. I might need to get a new
I know,
scorebook.
me
We're
too.
supposed
I got
to.
a few games left.
We get a softball game hopefully on Friday, but I don't know
Yeah.
how the pit's doing down there and all that water.
That one in for a strike. Aiden throws like Ryan Presley.
Okay.
You guys should know who he is. He's still playing.
Is he related to Elvis Presley or?
No. Closer for the Astros for a couple of years.
Jim Presley,
I don't know
right?
where he is now, right? Currently, I know I saw him pitch not long ago, but
Mariners?
can't remember where. Could be.
Very good.
It could be. But I'm not sure.
I was talking Jim Presley of the Mariners.
No. Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, maybe. Long time ago. 80s.
No, actually, now that you
He's
said
not
that.
playing anymore.
No. Ryan's not on the Mariners. No. That's definitely not. That's a big over-the-top breaking ball in the dirt.
Runner moves. Runner move to third on that.
That was a casual throwdown by the catcher, too, by the way. But it's a strikeout. And then a 2-3 put out. Micah moving over to third, and now there's two going. And back to the top of the order, and Danny Pierce. Danny
Pierce
lashes
ripped
one
that
in the center field, but
Unfortunately, right
largely right at the center fielder, who drifts over and makes the catch, and that will put an end to the inning. But what an inning it was, as Beverly wasted no time in answering Masco's ambush of Graham Gavin as they put up 6 runs, chased the starter, and on to the top of the second. Panthers up 6-2.
All right, so as the clouds come, it's cooling things down. I think I'll put my sweatshirt on. I was expecting a little cooler, and then I got down there. The sun was shining. It was beautiful.
I got a text. Ryan Presley is with the Cubs now.
Okay. Well, you have a big audience there, Dom. They picked up on that, gave you the text message. Who did I say we're going to Google? The goaltender, see if there was a Cam Ward who was a goaltender
right,
for
yeah.
the Hurricanes.
Yes.
I think you're right, though. I think it was the Hurricanes. What did the announcers do before the internet? You had to do all your research before the game, then you couldn't go look anything else up.
So Cam Ward was a goaltender for the Canadians.
Canadians.
Well, it looks like, I'm sorry, Canadian ice hockey goaltender. Sorry,
Oh,
no,
okay,
he
yeah.
did play for the Hurricanes. You are correct.
Well, you got to figure a lot of goalies play for several teams. Mm-hmm. There aren't many who
also that text,
play for only
the
one.
Brian Presley text did come from our producer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who was that today? Mike? Who's in the Chris? Who's in the booth?
It's not Chris. It's
Tim? Mike?
No, I think it's Mike.
Okay. Well, thanks, Mike.
I just looked down real quick and got the thing. But.
It's Tim.
Okay, it is
and
Tim.
you know why it was Tim?
Why?
Because Tim is the BevCam hockey guy. That's why he knows hockey.
Right.
No. That wasn't the hockey text. That was the Brian Presley text I said.
Oh, I got the Tim did text me about
Yeah,
hockey.
I was like, no.
So maybe it was Tim who texted you about Ryan Presley, too.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Probably is.
All right, so Graham Gavin, after sitting for a while, is going to be back at it. The number 6 batter, which is now Brown. It would have been Ward, but now it's Brown.
Okay.
Breaking ball right there.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, really kind of pulled the string on that one a bit. That's the one thing. That's one of the things about Graham's fastball is you really have to be ready for it. And if he throws that off-speed stuff, it makes it real difficult. Strike 2, and then he comes back at you with that fastball.
Well, as we mentioned, I mean, not that he's given up a lot of runs in first innings either, because he doesn't give up a lot of runs in general. But he certainly is someone who gets stronger as the game goes along.
Yeah.
And having better control here to the first batter in the second.
It's that pregame routine he does.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so it was not Tim who sent me the text. That's why I got confused.
Okay.
Tim is producing today, but no, that was not Tim. That was,
Gotcha.
That was Mike.
It was one of your loyal listeners, Don.
No, it wasn't. It was Mike. We have a few of those, though. Sometimes when I go out to we Beverly, which I don't go out that much anymore. But when I do, we get a lot.
A celebrity.
No, we all are. We get a lot of compliments.
And he gets the K right there.
They like you, Rich. Then obviously basketball season, it's Tom's the superstar.
You know,
I'm just second fiddle when it's basketball season. Tom's the superstar.
I spend much of my life doing a lot of talking, annoying people.
Younger brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. Same.
I thought you were making a joke because you were a history teacher.
No, at least I get paid for that one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it didn't annoy me because I liked history in school, but it's one of the more talkative of all of them.
No, I'm just a talkative individual. And, now I look back at all those eye rolls. I thought it was, hey, I like this kid. It's more of he's annoying.
Well, my oldest son, Ty, his favorite teacher at Beverly High School was John Pinchon.
Okay.
We taught history here. And led the Beverly lacrosse program until he returned to his alma mater at St. John's Prep and decided to win the state championship every year over there.
Wait, Pinchon's at St. John's Prep?
Yeah, he has been for 34 years or more now. I kind of lost track a little bit. Could be 5.
I was thinking of somebody else then. Swing and a miss.
Matt Reardon's been doing it for 5 years now.
So that's when John.
He had posted something about this being his 5th year.
Well, there you have it. He took over for John.
Yeah.
And that St. John's Prep lacrosse program is a wagon.
Yeah.
All in capital letters.
Well, again, the ability to select people from all over makes things a little bit easier for some of those programs.
Yeah, excellent coach, too.
Yeah.
Especially everybody wants to go play for him. And winning begets winning, right?
Yep.
But he's a top shelf guy.
Yeah, coaching does have a little bit to do with that as well. I mean, you can be talented and not win games as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Good breaking ball there from Graham.
The other thing about that is you know, if you're recruiting kids from all over, there are certain expectations from players and families. And you have to manage that stuff just as well.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and Gavin punches out Ziza, and that will end the second. So Graham much sharper in the second inning, and on to the bottom part, 6-2, Beverly in front.
Well, all 6 out have come by way of the strikeout.
Yep.
Other than the walk and the home run, he's been in charge. I get him for 13?
Yep.
For 38?
Yep.
Okay. So that certainly brings the average back down to...
Yeah. So, Al, do I need to skip over to the next inning, or can I just plan on? I don't want to ruin my scorebook.
Ooh, Rich, that's a great question. So what happens?
You just gotta hope that they don't.
What happens if they bat around again?
Oh, yeah.
I know, right?
At some point, you'd have to move over if you did that. Part of it is.
I would say you just move over and you cross out. You got the numbers at the top, right? First inning, second inning, third inning.
But this is the other part of Rich. Besides him talking,
I want to save that. I want to save.
What, the Rain Man part of him?
Yeah, the Rain Man, exactly.
Now, I will say, first of all, it's my own mistake for buying my scorebook at Dick's Sporting Goods, because it only has 9 innings on it anyway.
Beth, are you on the center field camera and can hear me? I have Rich's Christmas gift.
No, I'm going to talk to Bruce Armbruster and get one of his.
It's funny that you said that. You have referenced Bruce's scorebook before.
Yes.
So I actually went home and got mine. And there's only, I think, 7 or 8 innings in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's because he made it for Little League, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'm sure if I asked him to custom
design one,
a 12-inning one, just in case you have one
if you need him to restring a baseball glove, he's excellent at that.
He's excellent at that. Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. Cal McKay leading up.
Yeah. Cal walked his first at bat and he scored a run.
Swung on by Cal and fouled off.
So we had mentioned before, Cal is tied for 11th in runs scored with Cal Weidman.
And they both scored.
They
both have 12.
So they're still now tied, at 11, at 12 now.
Swing and a miss from Cal.
Cal's one of these underclassmen that'll be back next year for the Panthers. They only have a couple of seniors, so of course there are a couple of important seniors.
I say they're 2 starting pitchers. 2 of them, Graham and Micah McManus.
Yep, and then your first baseman and your second baseman. So.
Mm-hmm.
The seniors?
Our seniors, right?
Danny Pierce, the senior?
Oh, I'm sorry, Danny's a junior. That's right. It just seems like he's been playing forever.
That's because we say his name so much because he plays
right?
every sport.
Yeah.
Big over-the-top breaking ball.
That's the 12-6 breaking ball that,
that
our buddy Tommy had never heard of.
One of the more famous ones, at least of my lifetime, of those 12-6 was Cole Hamels.
Ooh.
He threw that big 12-6.
This was before your time. I think
Aaron Seeley?
No, I was thinking of Catfish Hunter.
Okay.
Did he not have a curveball that was like that? Maybe he didn't.
But when I think of 12-6, I think of Aaron Seeley, former Red Sox pitcher.
Swing and a miss as that one fouled off.
Seeley was one of those guys who the Red Sox really were hoping was going to be a superstar.
Yes.
Turned out to be a good pitcher. Had some flashes of brilliance, but...
Swing and a miss on that big breaking ball. He's going to have to get off to the side, lobs it over, and makes the play. For our second K23 of the day. And the strikeouts are racking up here on both sides now.
Yeah.
3 of the 5 recorded outs for the Chieftains are by way of the K.
Charlie swung on, and I'll be honest, I have no idea where that one
I
went.
think it went straight down.
Slightly, yeah, it was right into the ground.
Okay.
I was looking up.
I was too. That windscreen really blocks everything on that home plate for us now. That one in the dirt near his feet.
Salerno started the runs with that base hit that scored 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, breaking ball. Got a good breaking ball. That ball snaps.
It does.
Yeah,
he certainly loves using it.
Yeah, I don't know much about Masco this year other than they have a new coach after the TJ Burrill moved on. But I don't know what's going on pitching-wise. But like you say, Rich, I think they only have 2 wins, 3 overall, 2 and 6 in the league.
Charlie lashes this one foul towards the hill.
I believe Gustafson is their ace.
Okay.
Again, he's a name that we called a number of times over the last two seasons this year with both football and basketball.
And I do remember the name Gabe Fales, who was a soccer baseball guy who was having a very good freshman year over at Gordon College.
Right, yeah.
Those they must be rounding up into the playoffs, and the season must be getting close, I would think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're all doing the league tournament.
The playoffs, league conference tournament.
Yeah. Full count, I believe.
Full count offering to Salerno, and that one is ball
Almost
4.
again.
So Charlie on with a walk.
Teddy Fisher, he had a base hit last at bat.
Very few people didn't contribute to that first inning.
Yeah, pretty much everybody did something, right?
I mean, it took till the number 6 or 7 batter before they recorded their first out.
So I believe since Charlie...
There goes Charlie. It was a breaking ball in the dirt. This is certainly a nice... I'm trying to be nice. An easy one to run on if you're Charlie is this pitcher.
He was halfway down the line before the ball reached the catcher.
His motion is not fast, and he loves that breaking ball. Yeah. So,
I believe since Charlie got back from the national DECA competition, he's been on base 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
What is DECA?
We never told you. We left you hanging.
You did.
Yeah. The Distributive Education Club of America, I believe.
By the way, I was wrong about the international thing. The one that he was at was the international competition.
Oh, in Orlando.
They call it nationals, but they do get international students.
It's out of the business program here at all schools, Dom.
Okay.
And there's certain projects that the kids need to do, and then they go into competition with their projects and get judged.
Okay.
And if they win in Massachusetts, they get to move on.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
It's kind of like a sales and marketing club kind of thing. Business. Yeah, Gabby Wickery is the one who told me about the international thing.
And
struck him out.
Gabby,
you went a little too early there, Teddy. But actually, it wasn't. It was just a delayed call.
Gabby's DECA project was the basketball game that she organized between the kids and the faculty to raise funds for Hoops for Life.
Oh, and that one just runs in and plunks him straight in the back.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Maybe more on the...
Again, 3-1 getting hit by a pitch is not fun, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't 3-0, but that ball 4 is...
True,
You don't want that ball 4 to hit you.
That got him... It looks like it got him in the arm.
Yeah, and not in a great spot either.
Yeah, the elbow right there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's not the speed, it's where it gets you.
Yeah. And,
yep.
They're going to send somebody out to look at him.
Coach Cahill from the third base coach's box.
Yeah.
And Coach's medical expertise, I'm sure he'll say, rub some dirt on it or whatever.
Hey.
You can run with a hurt elbow.
How you doing, kid?
You're right. Just shake it off. You'll be good. You all right? Can you keep playing?
Earring,
All right,
earrings make a nice gift.
Exactly. Candlesticks.
Candlesticks.
All right, so we get 2 outs.
And Connolly
First and second.
had a bait. Oh, or did he have the sac
The
fly,
sac fly
that was
that
then
scored the run.
dropped
Yep.
to allow the second run to score? So great.
Yep.
I had a little scorebook error. Charlie, I think, is 6. He was 4 for 4 last game, right?
I thought he was 3 for 3.
I had him 4 for 4.
Yeah, he was 3 for 3 last game.
Oh, really? Did I make that same error that I made this error? I gave him a 4th at bat.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I made the mistake. I don't know.
1, 2.
Ball.
Yeah, I made the same mistake. I started him when I shouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 5 in a row. 4 hits in a row, right? And a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Connolly trying to extend the lead here under the darkening skies.
Yeah, it's a
That
strike.
one's got to be a strike. It is. 2-1 now on Connolly. As you mentioned, yeah, those darkening skies. I didn't know. Is it supposed to rain?
Nah, it's just some showers.
Okay.
It's supposed to be gorgeous tomorrow. It's supposed to rain again pretty heavily on Friday.
Yep.
Rich and I are on tap for softball, but that's not looking great.
Yeah, maybe they'll move. The
Definitely
game to
not
two.
looking great.
The runner's going. ball
Both
in the
guys
dirt.
go, and it's that
Okay.
breaking ball again that's in the dirt, and it's impossible to make any throw on that. So both men move up into scoring position now. Connolly, with a base hit, could drive in 2 more.
Beverly is seeking out their 3rd consecutive conference win and to move 2 games over 500.
Unfortunately, they're in the same division as Gloucester, who has 1 loss, maybe, in the conference.
Wow.
Anybody beat him? Somebody beat him?
Somebody beat him. I can't remember who. it was.
Danvers?
I forget.
Marblehead? I don't know. Swampscott? Maybe Swampscott.
All right, well, the bases are loaded once again. A familiar sight so far today.
Third base is playing way back. If he wants to
Yeah.
bunt again, I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd get a base hit with his speed. Uh-oh.
Thrown over. Oh!
And throw it away.
He
They
throws
had
it
him too.
away.
I think they had him
Everyone's
too.
going to move up. The run's
They're
going to
gonna send the
score.
runner.
And
Hold
it's
on. Nope,
7
they're
to
going to hold
2.
Fisher up.
Fisher goes down in order to stop.
Yeah, I actually think they had Connor leaning on that, and they may have actually got him.
But it's going to be another Beverly run. And Aiden got the first 2 men out in this inning, but the wheels have come off a little bit since. And that one missing to Jonathan.
Another ball.
3-0. So the 3-0 coming to Jonathan. And Jonathan's swinging away and swings through it.
I don't necessarily have a problem with that. 2 outs.
Mm.
A chance to knock 2 guys in.
That's true.
Al doesn't like that.
Jonathan fouls this one off towards us at the hill, and one hops into the fence.
Yeah, close to my vehicle there.
Now, Al, you have to actually you have to get the hit though.
Then nobody has a problem.
Nobody
with that.
complains at that
That's
point.
right.
All right, so the 3-2 coming now, second and third, a run already in so far in the inning, and a breaking ball that never got
Okay,
back.
so it
That's
wasn't
why
3-0.
it wasn't
That's
3-0.
right, okay, so
I
I
know.
thought it would be highly
Yeah,
unusual
yeah.
than that position to swing 3-0.
That's true. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
So now it's a full count.
Runners are not going with nobody on first base. Hopefully they know that.
There are some coaches who would pull you from the game. Struck him out. Yep.
Oof. So Jonathan ends up taking strike 3 called, and Aiden Brown able to strand 2 men at second and third, but 1 run does come in to score on the botched pickoff throw. And on to the third, 7-2 Beverly.
You know, Al, I could have used that second inning.
You could have, for sure.
I could have. But it got a little dicey there, too, so that would have freaked me out, too.
And for 28 pitches that inning. Did you?
Total of
33? 5 the first inning?
Yep.
5 and 28?
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of pitches that inning.
No, there were a lot. I mean,
oh, yeah, there were. 1, 2, 3, 4,
walks.
5, 6.
3 walks.
And a hit batter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started off so nice for him, and then...
I know, yeah, struck out the first 2.
But as you said, Dom, and we said many times during the season, getting those runs are crucial. Gives you room for some bad things to happen that you can absorb them, be it the offense of the other team or defensive miscues. But having Graham's back like that and coming right back, of course, plenty of run support in the no-hitter against Saugus with 8 runs. But that is great for them to answer right away with such a crooked number, and then extend it just a little bit more after Graham mows him down in the second. He'll have 9, 1, and 2 Nelson, the catcher, followed by Weedman and Gustafson. So we'll see if we can get another hold here and get the bats back in, because I believe Jonah will lead off. Be 9, 1, 2 for the Panthers as well next inning, or.
Well, I mean,
8, 9, Mike or.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Attacking on always important. Something the Red Sox know very well this year. They have done a very poor job of that lately. They seem to score early on teams, and then just the offense goes dormant for the next 4 or 5 innings, and allows our struggling bullpen to give up games.
Yeah, so what do you think the Sox are going to do about their first base situation with Castles out for the season?
What do I want them to do?
They got to win more.
I think they're going to do?
They got to win more games before they make any type of move right now.
So, what is the status with Yoshida? He has some kind of labral injury, but he didn't have surgery, did he?
No.
Okay.
He's also never played first.
Well, I would like to see him DH.
I would
and have
too.
Raffy play first.
That's what I was thinking.
Has Raffy ever played that much first?
I got to be honest with you. I don't think it matters. Where has most of his throwing errors?
Right.
Well, errors.
Yeah,
throwing errors, not with his glove.
He laid out for it. Couldn't get to it, though.
Yeah, could not quite get there.
That's a football player playing right field.
That's exactly it. And he picks himself up, dusts himself off, gets right back to it.
Oh, my.
He went a long way.
And sold out.
To sell himself out. Coach,
wait a second. He needs a second there. I think he
got to gather himself back up. Coach Hutton both liked it and didn't like it. Loved the hustle and the effort, but the opportunity for an injury.
But, if you're talking about the transition from third to first, I think that Raffy handles his glove pretty dang well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of his errors are on the throwing side.
Oh!
You get him or no? Oh, you missed him.
He somehow missed him.
So I think that he can transition there. I mean, it was. I don't know if you watched the game at all last night, but they had Kevin Millar on, and Kevin Millar went on and on and on and on about how many guys transition to first base who never played there before in the major leagues.
Yep.
Kyle Schwarber and.
Mike Napoli's another one.
Mike Napoli, who became almost a Gold Glove for. He was a catcher. I mean, and I think he's right. His point was
struck him out.
Yep.
Ball. What just happened to doing whatever the team needs you to do?
Yep.
And you're still a baseball player, and you got to go down to the minor leagues and you got to play so many games. He's like, no, you're a major league ball player.
If you remember, Mark McGuire was a third baseman.
I don't.
When in college, he was a third baseman.
So I do think he could do it, and
Is that a strike?
if you if he can insert Yoshida's bat and he can recover, what he can do offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking Raffy going to become Doug Minkiewicz over there.
No.
But like you said, many of his errors were throwing errors, and he's got a flashy glove. So
and if you really think about it, if you play first or third,
similar
high fly.
You have
on the
responsibility.
infield.
Yep.
Jonathan under it and makes the catch. All right, back to you, Al.
You have responsibilities on the bunt.
Yes.
Both as a first baseman and third baseman, depending on the situation you're holding or coming. If you think about the ball from the outfield, it has to be cut.
Yep.
You have to cut two positions instead of one. You have center field and right instead of just left.
Yep.
You got to make a throw, I guess, the other way on a ground ball.
And
nice job
Reyes
climbing the
reeling
ladder.
it in.
Line drive and a nice job of Reyes, who had to climb the ladder a bit there to go up and get that one, and that will end the inning. Graham another 0 in the third. On to the bottom half, 7-2.
8 pitches?
I had 10.
Okay. I might have missed
But it was a efficient inning, no
Yeah.
matter how you did it there for Graham.
So Graham was at 25 pitches after an inning, and now he's at 48 after 3. So that's
beautiful.
That's
little equilibrium there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but
enough about Devers going over the Connor Connolly. He was a third baseman. We've seen him play third baseman all this time. He's over there at first now, and he's doing a nice little job.
that's right.
Yeah. I'd love to see it because I don't want Yoshida playing the field, but as long as we have him, I want his bat still on the lineup when he comes back. So.
I'm partial to left-handed first baseman. I think it's a more natural fit over there.
Yeah.
But
Did you see the play? What's the fellow they brought up from who played last night?
Did Romy play last night?
No,
okay.
the other guy. He had like maybe 40, 60 major league games. He's down at Worcester, and he's right-handed first baseman. And there was an absolute seed hit to his left with a runner on first. So he was holding him on with one out. He came off the bag. There was a seed. He dove to his left, which a left-hander.
Which a lefty would have been a little tougher.
And when he dove, all he had to do was roll over and touch first base to double play. Olma, what's?
I'll find it in 5 seconds.
Okay. But he played. They brought him up from. Worcester.
Toro. Abraham Toro.
Thank you. So
the Bull.
He had some major league experience.
Oh yeah.
And they're playing Vaughn Grissom down at first base right now, down in Worcester. He's played like 5 games there at first. So
you want a better bat than that at first, though. Generally, and it wouldn't solve the Yoshida Devers problem.
Correct.
When Masataka does come back.
Yeah. I mean, you can give up some offense if everybody else is doing it.
Micah McManus at the bat. Micah had a 2 RBI base hit in the bottom of the first to knock in the 5th and 6th runs.
Breaking ball.
Strike.
That's a strike.
So 2 strikes on Micah.
Jay Salerno with 3 dogs down there. So
It's not even nighttime.
So his wife Barbara down there with the dogs, but she must have handed over the leashes.
Richie, you get that reference? Did I sneak that one by?
Swung on and fly
sorry,
ball in the center field. The center fielder ranging over and makes the play.
Oh, I got you. What's the? I'm trying to think the song.
Jonah Bellew.
You ever
coming
been
up.
to Spain? Is that it? John Bellew. So McManus with the out.
Whoa. Up and behind his head.
Jonah moved the runner over with the drop third strike, running down to first base. Heads up play. Was able to get the guy to third. Didn't score, but.
One coming now to him. See if he can get on base for the top of the lineup. And if Beverly can continue to tack on. And he looks at that one for strike 2.
With Teddy Fisher moving over to third base, Jonah's kind of become the full-time catcher now. They were splitting time earlier. Oh.
Yeah, now that the Panthers have a little winning streak going, I'm sure. Kind of try to settle in on a lineup, right? Mm-hmm. Always trying to figure out what's your best chance of the W.
Yeah. Put the people in the best place to give you a chance to win, right?
Yeah, and it's hard when you have guys who didn't have a lot of varsity experience last year.
Hard ground ball over to short. The shortstop has it, throws, and got him.
Holds the bag. Nice play by Weidman.
Had to get kind of a long throw just in the sense that he didn't have any time to move his feet or anything. He just kind of threw it flat-footed. And had to sling it over there, but
did feel a raindrop there.
I did too. But a familiar feeling the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Ooh,
well, that was a nasty breaking ball. That him bailing out of the box. Hayden has snapped off some nasty curves.
Doesn't look like it's going to pour, but we may get some sprinkles here. And we don't have a cover over us.
We might melt.
Yeah.
Danny waited on that breaking ball well and flies it out to center field.
Second time Danny's done
but
that.
Ginley is over there, gets under it, makes the play, and Aiden Brown has himself a 1-2-3 third, and the Panthers are kept off the scoreboard that time and on to the top half. 7-2, Beverly still in front.
13 pitches on that, Rich. What'd you get?
For how many?
For 46.
Okay.
Yes.
47.
Okay, we'll go 14 for 47.
So Brown coming in, settling things down a little bit after he came in. There's a few guys on base. He's giving up the one run of his own. See the lacrosse team out there practicing today.
The Panthers will be on the road on Friday, traveling over to Salem. The Salem game rained out here both Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. We haven't gotten a reschedule of that yet, have we?
We do not have a reschedule of that.
How is Salem this year?
They're about 500, I believe,
Okay.
actually. You know what, Dom? I can tell you that. Salem.
Because you have all your notes
because we didn't play the other day.
You still have all those Salem notes.
5-5 in the league, 6-7 overall. Power ranking of number 15 in Division 4.
Okay.
That's like last week. I got all of Danvers stats, and then I come down and I look and I see a team in red. I'm like, "Ooh, what's that, Danvers?" It was the Saugus game.
I was ready to go.
Well, you'll have everything ready. You just have to update a couple of.
That's true.
A couple of things. All right, so
He'll just have to tweak the records and the rankings.
This looks like DeLutis, who had the home run.
Yeah. DeLutis, who had that bomb of a home run back in the second, that put Masco in front, but was not meant to be for long.
Yeah.
All right, my money's on Graham Gavin on this at bat. I got him to win the battle. Let's see. He won't make the same pitch again.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to nibble a little bit more, I think. Don't put it right over the plate.
Too high?
Missing, though. Okay. Yep, too high.
Okay.
So 2-1. He falls behind, though, DeLutis now.
Infield looks phenomenal, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like it's the perfect consistency of the dirt. And
yeah, looks like they definitely had some of the speedy dry out there, but strike 2.
Did he swing and miss, or did he get a piece of that? I could not tell.
I think it was a swing and miss. Yeah. That would be my vote.
Yeah.
All right, 2-strike offering coming to DeLutis. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Graham does get a little bit of revenge, as you said in the second at-bat, as he sets him down swinging.
No gambling allowed in MIAA, but I would have. I don't know if I would have bet a K. Can I do that? Can I do that? You probably do anything. The way that's crazy with sports betting these days. There's a ball
High
in the left
fly
field.
in the left field. The left fielder continuing the range over. Continuing, could not make a play. Falls. Now the man over to second. He's going to get in there standing.
Would have liked to see if that ball wasn't cut. I think he had a chance of throwing him out. Yeah, I thought he was going to make that. He got there, but being a right-hander, right-hand thrower, he had to go on his backhand for that.
Mm-hmm. And that was Porfido with the knock. And now Ginling to the plate.
How are you scoring that one, Al?
I think I'm giving that a hit. What are you giving it? What do you think? Think that he should have had that?
Do, but it was a tough play.
I wouldn't say that was a routine play. It could go either way.
Outfielders rarely get recorded with errors. Let's be honest. Swing and a miss.
So are you saying it's about time?
No, I'm going to say I'll go with the way baseball's usually scored, and I'll just call it a hit.
Tough play.
He hit to runaways.
Again, we also don't know how mushy it is out there. So
he did. You saw him skid a little bit after he. Mm-hmm. I could always text his dad and ask him how he wants us to score.
I'm going to guess just say, give him the error. He should have made the play. But then Mom Barbara would override it.
I forgot to check. I wonder how Max is doing up at Ithaca.
That's your car, Al.
Oh,
yes, it was.
Oh, well.
Ginley not.
That'll be the second time it's been hit by a baseball.
You know, when I park up there, I'm parked over on the side street there.
Where I parked last time?
Yeah. When I park here, I open all my windows.
That's a good idea.
And the sunroof.
Nice idea. That was a good idea.
Ginley certainly not in Al's good graces right now after that foul ball.
And rung him up.
He did.
That is the most
that was the sideways.
Unemphatic
I know.
punch
I
out.
think that was swinging, right? It
all
was
time.
a check swing, I think.
I have no idea. I thought he held back. But
I did too, but I think...
How many?
I think the strikeout was on the jack. I'm not sure.
Is this 15?
Because it didn't look like a strike.
Is this the pitcher Brown? Oh, 15?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Was that a ball? I didn't see that.
How many strikeouts is that now for
That
Graham?
was his 9th.
Wow.
In 4, 2 and 2/3.
3 and 2/3.
3 and 2/3.
3 and 2/3, I'm sorry.
He's one of the Beverly High baseball players up here to retrieve the ball, and I was going to ask him for his insurance information to take care of the dent of my car. Well, here's the athletic director. He'd be in charge.
Yep.
So.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Out.
So make it double-digit punch-outs now for Graham Gavin through 4 innings of work. And on to the bottom of the 4th, 7-2 as Graham strands the man at second.
I got him at 61 pitches, Rich.
That's exactly where I'm at.
Wow. Has he righted the ship?
Yeah, he has.
25 in the first inning, right?
25, 13, 10, and 13.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. 10 strikeouts after 4 innings. Not bad. And the other 2 balls both went to J-Ray back-to-back. The line drive and the little one over his head.
Yeah.
The pop-up, I should say, and then the line drive that he picked off.
So coming into the game, he had 40 in 21 and 2/3, I think it was, or something along those lines.
So now he has 40 and 25.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And he's not done, right? He still has a couple more innings.
With the game on Friday, he's not going to pitch Friday. I don't know about makeups, but if I'm John, I'm probably running him. I mean, is there any advantage to pulling him now? He would be able to pitch again on Monday. Today's Wednesday. If they don't have a game till Monday, he'd have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That'd be 4 days rest.
Well, if they can put up another substantially crooked number,
save him from maybe what? He's not going to be able to pitch relief on Friday.
How much time do they have to give before they set the makeup game? Does it matter at all?
Not really.
Could they literally do it? Like,
it's a league game, so they have to play it.
No, I know they have to play it.
I'm
just saying it changes.
Brings up a good point.
It changes the way we talk about this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't care about Graham on Friday.
Right, because they could schedule.
What if it happened on Saturday?
It's going to be on Saturday or even Sunday. I
mean, here's the thing, though. Salem is in the Lynch.
Yep.
And only the first time that you play them counts towards the league.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
So here's the question: the game on Monday was supposed to be the game that counted.
Do they
now they don't
make
play
Friday's game
the one that counts?
I think not.
Okay.
Because it was scheduled as the.
Where did
I don't know? I think because if you're Beverly, you're saying I want the
ground ball over
I want the
first.
league game to be a home game. Ooh, okay, made that one close.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Ryan Wood, where are you? Come on up to the booth. He was here a minute ago.
Yeah.
I think when he heard me say I want his insurance information for the dent in my car, he decided to move on.
Well, the other thing is, if you're going to not play a game, right, because if both teams make the tournament and they kind of determine, that we're not able to get it in on time, you also have to think about, like, power rankings, right? Playing a team in a lower division, what does that do to you, right? So playing them twice could actually hurt you.
Unless you win.
Unless you win, but even still, even winning against a team that's 3 divisions lower than you, Salem's a Division 4 team.
So I still submit to you that the division part doesn't matter. The dog just got the baseball.
Good boy.
I don't think the division part matters.
Oof. Whoa, got him. Oof. Okay. So McLean
guts out at HBP. Now, it's interesting, right? Because Salem's in Division 4.
Yep.
But they pretty much play everybody we play.
True.
Because they're in the same league. And they still have their own number that's their rating.
Yep.
So the way the formula goes, I don't think it matters what division you're in, but if you play a weak schedule, you'll have a lower rating.
Right.
But I didn't look at their number. Salem's 15. I did look at it. I was trying to, but I can't remember. What I did notice is that at the time I looked at it, Beverly's run differential was negative.
Right.
So, if they win by the 5 or 6 runs, whatever the max is for baseball, that can bring their number up.
Yeah, well, the other thing you also have to think about, right? I mean, you get a 20-game season. You got to get 10 to get in.
Anyhow, right.
And right now, Beverly is sitting outside that 32, so they got to get 10 wins.
Correct. And they have 5.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh. I like that, though. I don't know if he was going or if he was just trying to rattle him a little.
Pitcher did a nice job of stepping off.
Yep. Yeah, could have got a balk, but he did a nice job. See if he's going on this. Nope.
No. Not after that. Not right away, at least.
Ooh, Look tight.
Yeah. But with all this talk, it really doesn't matter. You just got to still play the game. So.
Yeah, well, we need something to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
Charles Salerno up, having scored 2 runs today on a base hit and a walk with 2 RBIs.
I went in the dirt and low, and Fisher's going to get.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Fisher. That's McLean.
Yeah, McLean. You threw me off there when you said Fisher.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait. Like, I swear Salerno's hitting in front of him today.
Interchangeable parts. Breaking ball in there. First strike.
No. So I jinxed him saying he's on base 5 times in a row?
Yeah.
You did.
Well,
sorry, Charlie. My bad.
No, you didn't. Because you had mentioned the on-base streak before and you got on base.
And I did actually request the hit in the first inning.
And you got it.
So I'm probably batting 500 in terms of being a jinx for the Salerno family.
So now we got Teddy Fisher.
And that one is missing as well. Off the catcher's glove, and he'll get in the third.
According to how I've been calling this inning, Fisher's been pretty busy. It's kind of like Bugs Bunny against the Gas House Gorillas.
Even though it's McLean?
Yes,
you mean?
exactly.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Playing all positions, it seems.
Fisher trying to tack on one more here for Beverly. It's a big cut at that and fouls it straight back.
Teddy has a single and a run scored and an HBP.
Yeah, that sounds good. Almost got him again. Ball in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So Brown's at about 60 pitches now. Give or take.
Oh, yeah. Aiden's had to work a lot. He's been a workhorse here after their starter was chased in the first inning. I believe Ward departed with only 1 out even. That one in first strike.
Makes the count full.
Fisher swatted in the center field. The center fielder is able to glide over, though, and make the catch. Ginley hauls it in, and that will do it for the Panthers in the fourth. They leave the man at third, but still hold on to a 5-run lead.
Ginley's been pretty active out there.
He really has been.
It's
been a lot of fly balls. Struck pretty well.
Yeah, Ginley's got 4 putouts.
It's looked pretty smooth out there doing it, too.
Yeah, you know, a couple of those balls looked like they were going to be over his head, but the wind's not moving in that direction, so they're all just going right to him. He's positioned himself fairly well. How many pitches you get that in?
16 for 63.
Okay. Really, since that first inning, it's been a pitcher's duel.
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent, anyway.
Aiden's had to dance between the raindrops a few times, but yeah, he has largely kept the Panthers off the scoreboard other than the 1 run in the second.
All right, so we got Connolly going to start things off. Not Connolly. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side of things.
He will lead off the fifth for the Panthers.
Yeah, he will. Del Grasso's going to start things off. I see a lot of K's out there on my scorebook.
Yeah, yes. Del Grasso, Zizza, and Nelson. The DH, the second baseman, and the catcher. Apologize for not having first names.
Somebody throwing
We
over
do
there for
see,
Masco, by the way. I don't.
Yeah. Number 12. That's all we know.
That's pretty amazing that there was only one number on that roster and happened to be the pitcher.
I know.
That's pretty crazy.
Indeed.
All right, so Gavin coming back out for the 5th inning. Starts off with a strike. Graham really reacted well after that home run. As you can see, he hasn't, he hasn't really given up too many runners since then.
No,
only one hit since.
No, he has settled right down, and true to the form of an ace, it has not rattled him at all. And I feel like you do see that quite a bit, even at the major, like in the major league level too. Sometimes the time to jump on a team's ace is that first inning.
Yeah.
And Graham, no exception. We talk about Graham usually getting better as the game goes on, and that has certainly been the case here this afternoon.
Well, it goes to speak to his mental toughness, being able to have a short memory like that.
Fouled it off.
And,
Indeed. Couldn't hold it.
And I would venture to say the rest of his senior year, we won't see him give up too many home runs.
Yeah.
So when we haven't seen him give up too many bombs last year either.
Foul ball.
Swung on and fouled off.
So the you had mentioned earlier, Al, when that dog went and got the ball, he's got another one too, retriever.
So I wonder if the Masco guys throw spitballs.
Well, that's the thing. When they give the ball back, they rung them up looking.
Yep.
Do you want to put that ball back into play after the dog gives it back to you?
I mean, the pitcher does.
Yeah. Like Eddie Harris.
Who's Eddie Harris?
Major League.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah. And if the umpire comes out, you put a little hot sauce in there, a little jalapeno in there.
Ooh. That was Jonah's glove, not his helmet.
No.
Buzzing the tower a little. Unfortunately, we won't be down here during Warrior Weekend, will we? Actually, do we have a game next Saturday? I think we might have a game next Saturday.
Really?
Possible.
I
got it in my book.
I hope we don't have one this Saturday, because I will not be here.
Yeah.
I thought we did have one this Saturday. No?
No,
you're right. You might be right. You might be right. It is
next Saturday. Oh, actually, we do.
This Saturday?
Thank you.
This Saturday?
Nope, it's an away game against Arlington.
Oh, okay, then mind, you're right.
I didn't have it in my...
following Saturday is also an away game, so...
I only thought we had one Saturday game this year, but I could be wrong.
And also got I missed a couple of pitches there. So.
I'm on 11 right now for the inning. He has number 12 and a walk.
Ball 4. Is that only the second base runner since that first inning?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
The ball to left field that I gave a hit to, that Rich questioned my scoring veracity, and the walk.
And I just got a text from our center field camera operator to throw over there. The grass where I am is well drained. No sloppy anything.
Oh,
okay.
Very good.
That camera person is Beth Francis. Oh, thrown over.
And did Beth comment on my suggestion for your Christmas present?
No, not yet, anyway.
Okay.
And Leah Katz working the camera next to us.
And Tim Hezzy in the
Tim
booth.
Hezzy in the booth. The chief. That was a ball.
Poor guy got to listen to us, huh? Sorry, Tim. Coach Millay out to make a trip. Graham, is that 6 balls in a row, or
yes,
maybe?
Yeah.
Just trying to settle him down a little bit. And
just as we said, he was kind of rolling a lot.
yeah. We got to be careful what we say, I guess.
Yeah, it's the announcer's jinx. It's kind of like when Dom says kid hasn't missed a free throw in a while.
I never do that. I refuse to do that.
Actually, I think you do it with the other
team.
Oh,
yeah, I do it with the other team. That is true.
You don't do it to our players.
That is true. That's fair.
This is Nelson, the catcher.
Yes.
We have action in the Chieftains bullpen, number 12, throwing to number 10.
And what we got going here? Oh, little hand gesture from the umpire. Wasn't ready to go, I guess. There's that outside strike.
Okay. Graham throwing all his pitches for strikes now. He's thrown that breaking ball multiple times, not just to get a strikeout, but also just to get a strike.
Not giving Zizza much of a chance to get a lead over there. And that's going to get away from him.
That breaking ball got away from Bellew, and it's going to be easy for Zizza to get in the scoring position. Swung on and fouled
Your
off.
car is safe, Al.
Yep, the house is not, but the car is.
I need to rethink my parking.
Do you think the insurance company pays attention to the fact that you're next to a baseball field?
Yes.
And they insure your house?
Yes, they do.
Ground ball.
Somebody got to cover first, though.
I know. He's got to get back there, and he
does.
does.
Nice play there.
No, missed the bag.
Oh. That was a nice play by
searching for it with his foot.
Well, that bag is covered by the netting pole for me, in my view, but could not get back and find that bag. So 2 on now.
Yeah.
Men at the corners in the top of the order. So Graham finding himself in some trouble here for the first time since the first inning. Going to have to bear down as he faces Weidman, one of the better hitters in this lineup. And one of the better players on the North Shore. Good job by Graham, though, attacking and getting ahead with strike 1.
Be kind of surprised if they don't send the runner here.
Yeah. Just to break up that double play, right?
Yeah.
And we get
strike 2.
Nice frame there by Bellew.
Take the force off, put 2 runners in scoring position for your leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Still not going. Ground ball.
Cal, a nice job as he just
Reyes,
tries to put it there between third and short. Reyes gets to it on the backhand, but he's going to have absolutely no chance of throwing out Weidman. And with 2 strikes, a good piece of 2-strike hitting by Weidman just to get bat on ball, go the opposite way, and go towards that hole.
Yeah, the middle infielders were playing for the double play there, so Reyes wasn't really going to have a chance to do much on that.
So now Gustafson.
Strike.
That means unless there is a double play, that the home run hitter will get an opportunity.
Ground ball over to third. Third baseman has it, kicks off, and he can't find it. Graham's going to have to go and run it down, and the bases are loaded.
Was thinking double play when that left the bat.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so we got bases loaded.
Did not get a run.
Ludus, the guy who hit that home run.
And he represents the tying run, correct?
Yeah.
Now that the score is 7-3, he is the tying run.
Yeah,
big spot here.
He's already went deep once today.
Well, he's thinking about it right there.
Yeah.
Breaking ball.
Yep. Graham's starting him out with an off-speed thinking that DeLutis, with that confidence, was going to be hunting for a first pitch fastball and trying to put a big swing on him.
Another one.
Yep.
He did.
And
this one missed, though. And he doesn't get DeLutis to chase at it, so 1-1. I'd fallen, everyone who was watching this game might have fallen asleep a little bit the last couple of innings. Yeah. Nice, comfortable lead. Graham had settled in, and now you got to wake back up here with the bases loaded. And the man who had the big swing of the game once again at the plate. Well, the big swing of the game for Masco.
Yeah. And doesn't get the call.
Oh.
It looked like a ball.
So that's 3-1?
No,
we have kind of seen it called.
We've seen that outer half called quite a bit today.
Yeah, yep.
So the 3-1 coming.
That's straight.
Yep. Yeah. DeLutis tried to sell it.
Yeah. Umpire's not going to like that.
No, you knew he was calling that a strike.
That was a breaking ball he threw, by the way, for that strike, wasn't it? That wasn't a fastball.
It was a fastball in,
no, I thought it had a little movement, so I thought it was
all right, so bases loaded. 1 out.
Full count offering. The 3-2 with the bases loaded. High and away, ball 4, and Graham has walked in a run. So now Porfido.
So this also makes you wonder. Now we see the pitcher still warming up. That's a high fly ball. That's above Bellew. Can he get to it? And
he can.
Reels it in.
Great job by Jonah.
Yep.
Up against the screen. Big out for the Panthers.
Yeah. And Porfido looking to be aggressive. First pitch swinging on a fastball and ends up fouling it out to Bellew.
So as I said, Masco still has that pitcher warming up. So I'm going to guess Brown's done. But he did a nice job keeping them in the game.
Yeah, he did.
Before this inning started, the pitch count wasn't looking so bad. Now we're going to see another trip to the mound here. Remember, you get 3 trips. We got mixed up last week thinking it was only 2. But
Right. This is the big man, though, right? This is Coach Cahill this time. Not the pitching coach, right?
Yeah, it looks like Cahill. Yeah, he's got the thing in his back pocket. Very coach-like.
He is indeed.
Having the thing in the back pocket there. Probably saying just go after him. Looking at the scorebook, seeing what this batter did his last 2 at-bats. But Graham's pitch count is now, this will be...
number 90.
Yeah, this will be 90 right here. Upstairs.
Very important batter here.
Yeah.
Get out of the 5th with a 3-run lead.
But again, he started the inning with a strikeout, and then he walked the next batter. He's not going to get a strike.
He didn't give that pitch?
No.
And that leadoff, not the leadoff batter, but the first runner walked, and he scored. And that's...
Oh.
And I think that's going to do it.
Yeah. I think it is, too.
And we cannot see the bullpen from here, so...
Yeah, he's got to have someone working it. All right, so that will end it.
So that will do it for Graham as he recovered after the tough start to the game and mowed guys down through the middle part, but wheels coming off a little bit here in the 5th.
Who's coming in?
And it's going to be quite the situation to be inherited by anyone who comes into this game. The bases are loaded, 2 men out, and it's a 7-4 game, and that looks like Brandon Healy, isn't it?
Braden Haley?
Braden
Haley, yes.
Braden Haley.
It does indeed.
So you're going to get a slightly different look from Haley.
Yep.
Haley coming in a tough spot with bases loaded. 2-run game. But all he's got to do is get 1 up.
And Rich could make your scoreboard look a mess
I know,
again.
could mess it up. He really needs to get him out here.
as Brown will be the 9th batter of the Chieftains inning.
Again, with the Panthers playing on Friday, he's probably thinking of holding back on someone like a McManus or something.
Well, yeah, let's see. Micah pitched on Thursday.
Yeah, so he's
eligible today. Yeah, right, for sure.
And his pitch count really wasn't even that bad.
Oh my God, he was outstanding. Yeah, probably starting on Friday. So don't want to use him, although I guess you could if you needed in a pinch to get a batter or two.
25 pitches,
Give him a day's rest.
Yeah. 25, after 25, you got to have that day.
So 7-5 here in the 5th inning. And, he's still taking warm-up tosses. I thought I already threw
it looked like he was done.
I know, I thought he was too, but wants another one.
Okay, and here we go.
All right, so back underway now. Aiden Brown stepping in here in the 5th. And Masco has gotten themselves back into the game here in this inning. They were down 5, 7-2, when 3 runs coming across this inning, and it's just a 2-run game, and the bases are still loaded.
All runs the responsibility of Graham Gavin.
Yep. So Brown could really help himself out here with a base hit.
Braden fires, looked like something off speed.
And it was a ball.
I know. Strike zone has seemed to have gotten small.
Yeah.
Well, our angle, we can't see where that ball kind of lands, so it might have been low.
True. Braden missing low that time as well, and 2-0 on Aiden.
Very important to get a strike in here, settle himself down.
Yeah.
Gets the sign from Bellew.
2-0, it's a hitter's count. See if he swings. He does not. It's a ball.
That one missing, and it's 3-0.
All right, so you get 2 outs. You give him the green light, Al?
Absolutely not. Not a chance.
And Braden does lay one in there for strike 1.
Just needs to do it 2 more times like that.
You got to put a little more on it maybe for the next 2.
Well, unless Brown decides to swing at this.
Ground ball at Danny Pierce.
High fly in the left field. The left fielder going back. Continuing to go back. Goes back. And that one is going to hop over the wall, I believe. It's a ground rule double. That guy's going to have to go back to third, isn't he?
Yes. Okay, so.
He said 4.
Okay, he said 4. One umpire is saying 4. The other is saying that it was a ground rule double.
Well, the left fielder reacted as if it had hopped over, but instead it's going to be a grand slam for Aiden Brown. And Masco with 2 home runs in the game today and have now taken the lead. Nine to 7.
They're talking it over. Let's see what happens there.
Nope, they're going to put him back.
Oh. Of course, just as I filled that in.
That's why I didn't. I held up.
I actually meant to fill it in for a different guy. So two guys have to go back.
It's not the home plate umpire's call, right?
Okay, so if they're sending him back, 2 guys have to go back here.
That's what
The batter.
It's got to be second and third.
Two runs come in.
Yep.
You get everybody gets
second,
2 bases.
Third.
Everyone gets 2 bases. The guy at first can only be at third.
Right.
If they're sending them back.
Well, it kind of looks like it because he's arguing with something.
I know. But he hasn't sent them out there yet.
Right. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
That is language that is not allowed.
I heard that through my headphones.
I did too.
That means you probably heard it at home.
And yes, exactly. All right, the people near us. That's one thing.
Well, I mean, the only thing is the left fielder reacted exactly as if the ball had hopped over. So unless he was thinking in that moment to pull a decoy, which would be quite the big brain move by the left fielder, but he certainly reacted as if the ball had hopped over.
So Ginley goes back. Okay,
which gives us a 7-7 game.
Was that a balk?
Oh, wait a second. No, what happened?
I think it was a balk.
Now it's a balk. And things have certainly gotten weird here at Brother Roberts.
I was filling
and now neither manager is happy.
Now, I missed what happened.
Yeah, I was looking down, filling in the...
Braden getting ready to reset, and they called a balk. That's what happened.
I didn't think the ball was in play.
So Ginley scores, and that makes Masco 8.
So it will end still now with Masco at least with a lead, not a 2-run lead, though, as it is 8-7 now.
Okay, so this
immediately after they call everyone back and try to get everything going, Braden gets called for a balk.
Yep. So this is Del Grasso?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Braden lays in one that misses.
My book is all messed up now.
Well, this game is all messed up.
This has been a messy inning.
Yeah. It has.
Yep.
Panthers looking to have this thing in control, and then the wheels just fall off the bus here. They come into the inning with a 5-run lead, and now they're trailing by 1.
Well, walks have a way of coming back to bite you, and
yes, they do.
That was initially what started this.
Well, don't forget
an error as well.
Yeah.
And eventually the ace, Graham, had thrown too many pitches and was forced out of the game.
I think you could actually say there were 2 errors.
Yeah, there were.
That ball hit to second base there.
Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, Masco in front, 8-7, and trying to put it themselves up by a extra insurance run here.
No, you think that was an error?
Yeah.
I actually think it's a hit. It's like one of those balls where, because the first baseman went for it, could say maybe a mental error that maybe in that situation the pitcher should have covered first.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said you could say.
Okay.
I don't know what the official book looks like.
A miscue.
Ground ball.
And that's the ground ball past the first baseman. Oh.
Foul?
Yep. Yeah, it was foul. I got the angle here. I could see it was foul. The fans up on the hill, a little bit more of a Masco group today.
Mm-hmm.
They were vocal this inning.
They were
relatively quiet beforehand, but expressing their dismay at a couple of calls. Not quite as vulgar as the other stuff down at the field level, but
I can't believe no one got thrown.
And that ball is going to get
That
through.
is a fair
foul as well.
Okay.
Foul down both lines foul.
I know.
This should be a ground ball back to the pitcher.
I know.
That one not quite hit as hard as the one down the first base side, but.
Okay, you gotta get. Okay, the umpire going to bring the coaches together because there's an awful lot of chit chat going on.
Talking.
Yeah.
No, they're going with the. Oh, okay.
I think there's. I mean, I think you had a couple balls that people think could have been fair.
I think
it just sounds like there's a lot of chirping going on. Truthfully, I think it's coming more from coaches than it is players.
I can't believe no one got thrown out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has to be an F-bomb in order to get someone throw out, but that was a blatant profanity coming out of there. A bovine excrement call out there. But
very good. The FCC likes that.
I know, right? High
fly ball. That is going to be tough. That's in that triangle there, and McManus makes the play.
Yeah, McManus and Reyes both coming on, and Micah takes charge and squeezes it to make the play and end the inning mercifully. But with that, the 5-run lead was erased, and now the Panthers find themselves trailing 8-7.
Yeah. How many pitches you have there, Al? 12.
I get 6 runs on only 2 hits. Is that what you have?
6 runs on 2 hits.
It all depends on whether you call them that.
I am.
Play
I'm calling that a hit.
So that means, wow.
Is that right?
Well, you had the...
Yeah, it was a lot of walks.
The ground rule, and the ground rule double.
Yeah.
That was the only...
Weidman Weidman had a hit.
That's right. That was the one at shortstop.
Yes.
Then you had the error.
On the third baseman.
Yep.
Then a walk, a pop-up, a walk, the ground rule double,
the double,
a strikeout, a walk. Oh, and then one more hit by Nelson. Okay.
Right.
So 3 hits.
Yeah. But again, Masco going down, 5 against the ace, Gavin, kept on punching back.
I know. It took them a little bit to be able to score again, but they certainly kept themselves in the ball game. And we talked about the importance of always always looking to tack on as much as you can, and never feeling settled. And the Panthers were unable to tack on any more runs after they added an additional run in the second.
And we're going to have a new pitcher, as you said, Rich, as you predicted, whoever
12.
number 12 is.
Well, you know what?
Number 12 was
Looks
not
like
in the game.
We've got a bunch of Masco fans. I don't even know Masco.
All right. Out of the broadcast booth and into the stands, Rich Francis, risking life and limb.
I know, right? Especially if they've been hearing us talk.
Be funny if nobody knows who it is.
I know. Certainly, Rich could get some chirping if they listened to what we said about the ground rule double. Which, as I said, unless the left fielder was thinking that much ahead of time, that would have been quite the decoy to put your hands up, even though the ball sailed over the fence.
Well, the Panthers are going to have to, they have plenty of time here, only the 5th inning, incredibly, with Connor Conley coming to bat, followed by John Reyes, Mike McManus, and I was going to say Casey, but Jonah Bellew. Connor had a sacrifice fly, and also was an error at the same time. Scored a run RBI and walked his second at bat. So,
all right.
Do we know who number 12 is?
Jacob Sofranis. They say Sofranis, but it's Sofronas.
Sofranis, number 12. So he must be in for Brown? We don't know.
Right.
Okay. Sofranis. It's ball 1. I have a feeling we haven't seen the last run scored in this ball game,
probably
guys.
Not. Is that ball 3?
3-0.
All right, the nice Masco parents over there gave me the name.
Okay, who is it?
Jacob Sofranis.
Sofranis.
He walks him on 4th Street.
So lack of control has been the name of the game for both teams' staffs today, and it is what has led us to this 8-7 ball game. And fresh off your team having a rally and taking the lead back, you walk the leadoff man, and that's going to do it for Sofranis already.
Okay.
That was one batter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So now I'm going to have to go back over to the Masco parents and ask them again. Unless, are they just switching out? I think they might be sending someone, switching out gloves or something.
I don't know.
All right. So are we moving someone to first base?
The first baseman's coming in the throw.
So,
Gustafson.
Okay. So Sofranis going to come out.
Where he already came off the mound?
So we're going to see a re-entry, it looks like. Ward coming back into the game.
No, Ward's a lefty. Oh, you're talking about in the
Ward's
field.
the one who came out.
You're talking about in the field. Okay.
Yeah, so Ward's going to go over to first base, it looks like. And Gustafson is going to come in. Again, Gustafson, probably their ace.
Yeah, I was about to say, Masco looking like they're not messing around, and we don't know what their schedule is coming up.
Right.
Maybe they have the luxury of using Gustafson as long as they want here. Because,
at least for 25 pitches.
Yeah. Because they're going to bring Gustafson now. Coming on out of the bullpen, which I'm sure he has not done a ton of this year.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess Reyes is going to be bunting Connor over. Okay, so in the book we don't really have to do a whole lot of movement.
Except reset the pitch
because Ward
counter.
goes back. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Safranis walked the one guy.
Well, I tell you, Masco's skip was not messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, wins have been hard to come by this season, so I'm sure getting the lead here against Beverly, he wants to.
He wants to shut it down.
Yeah. It didn't seem like the Masconomet parents knew who Safranis was.
No, they did. They all knew. I mean, as soon as I went over, they said Safranis.
Oh, I saw one fellow on his phone, so I thought
he was looking for a spelling for us.
Oh, I got you.
So the parent had a spelling for us. But,
got you.
But it wasn't phonetic.
It wasn't phonetic, but it might have been frenetic.
All right, so the umpire coming back over. Is that Roger Tremblay by any chance?
I do believe it is. I do believe it is.
Which explains the slow call, right? Now we recognize the slow call. All right, so you get a runner on first.
Look at how tight the third
Ward
baseman
back
is.
into the game. He's swinging away.
Yep, Jonathan swinging away on the offering from Gustafson.
They know Reyes is a bunter.
He is way in at third.
Way in. He didn't move back a lick after the full cut either.
Balls
Gustafson
away.
winds and fires, and it skips into the dirt and off the catcher's mitt. And that's going to allow him to get to second.
Yep.
And that'll back up the third baseman and put the bunt back on, potentially, if he wants.
Well, also depends what the first baseman does. You can always push it down that way, too.
Here he comes.
So they're going to bring the first baseman in.
Second baseman's getting ready, so he has a huge hole on the right side. The second baseman's already basically at first base.
I know.
Did he hold?
He did.
He did.
Right. So this alignment, I mean, if he can get something over.
He doesn't even have to hit it hard. I mean, actually, a softly hit ball in that direction could get him on base.
Oh, yeah.
Ball.
I mean, just a massive.
Good stop by Nelson there.
Just a massive hole between the second base bag and the second baseman.
One of the parents was asking if that was a home run, and I'm not sure. And they said something about replay. I said, we're live on YouTube. Check it out.
So Johnny walks on 5 pitches.
2 walks now this inning. And we're going to have McManus. Let's see if he bunts.
Yeah, what do you think here? What do you like?
Well, you got a lefty who could pull the ball in that direction, move the runner.
And he's been swinging the bat well.
Yeah.
He's been going good.
I certainly would.
Oh, the wheel route. Ooh, safe.
He's safe.
Okay, not a wheel, but a little daylight play there.
Yeah, I would definitely. I would just have Micah swinging away.
Yeah, I think so too.
If he was if he was the number 9 hitter, it'd be a little different. But
well, also if he was slow, you might not. But
that too.
They're gonna square.
But no, he's gonna have him square anyway, and it's a foul ball
over the backstop. Thankfully, not in the field of play. Can you fake bunt / hit in high school?
You can. Not as dangerous as allowing it in Little League, but which I still never understood why they did that, why they allowed that. Everybody's going, ball in the dirt.
Were you coming? We have a guest here in the booth. Are you looking to get on air? Would you like to take over? And
I don't know.
Scoreboard is not working.
Yeah, it really doesn't work that often.
Gustafson winds and fires.
He was not squaring. They were charging on him, but he wasn't really squaring.
Is that 2-1 or 3-1?
I got 2-1. I think it is. So
big spot here.
Yeah. So they were charging on that. It didn't look like Micah squared to bunt. Okay.
Still not, and that one in for a strike. He's so late with that call.
Yeah, right before he threw it, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they square and steal third if the third baseman charges. But the shortstop's getting over there.
So the 2-2 and that one missing.
So I think we got 3-2 here, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So
3-2, no outs. Panthers chasing a run here in the bottom of the fifth.
Yep, full count.
And what has all the makings of a marathon afternoon here at Beverly High School.
It had sped up quite a bit, and then, this inning is swung on, and that's
ball.
hit over to third. The third baseman has it, double clutch.
Not going to get the double play, though.
I thought
Double clutch.
The double clutch, and he was actually very fortunate to still get the out at second, as that was bang, bang.
I thought he was going to
in the
call him
end.
safe.
I thought he was, too.
I want to see that one on BevCam replay. Because I don't know. I thought he beat it, but nobody's chirping, so I guess.
Yeah.
5-4.
Yep.
Erases Reyes for the first out of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonah Bellew looking to knot this up.
He's going to
showing
square.
bunt.
Let's see if McManus goes. He's not.
Jonah squares, pops it up.
Gets it down, but it's going to be foul.
And the catcher going to let it roll foul and smother it before it could ever come back.
Yeah, McManus didn't even have a lead on that, really. He was only a couple steps off.
And it was really a safety squeeze for Conley.
Yeah.
You know, second baseman's way back. If you just hit a ground ball the right side, we're going to be okay. Because it'll be hard to double him up, but we'll see.
He's still squaring, and that one tight on him. He once again pops it up foul on the first base side.
Now Jonah's got 2 strikes. Going to have to swing away.
Yeah, he's going to have to now. Technique on that, really need to get the barrel of the bat higher with it being in on him. He dropped the barrel of his bat and popped that up. It's a tough pitch to bunt there.
Yeah, but I mean, where it was thrown, it was tough to not bunt it. You just can't really get out of the way on that.
No.
Hit by pitch.
Fouls it off.
Swung on and fouls that one off as well.
The runner was going on that one.
Nobody's told him it's foul yet. I'm just going to stay
there.
Mike,
I think Mike was just going to try to stay there and see if anybody noticed.
Well,
All right, men at the corners here. Beverly trying to respond and tie this game after a 6-run inning just before this by Masco.
Oh, struck him out.
And that one is in for strike 3 as he gets Bellew looking. And now there's 2 gone with second and third.
Jonah thought that was low. I wouldn't argue with him on that. We get a stolen base for McManus. Danny Pierce up.
So back to the top of the order. It'll be up to the top to at least try and get this game knotted back up in the 5th. Gustafson working against Danny in the first pitch, min first strike.
Now, I will say one thing about the umpire. When he does call the strike, he verbally calls it before he raises his hand. But we can't necessarily hear him because we got headphones on.
Yeah. Danny lashes this foul.
Now, the other thing I did notice with this umpire, he's pretty emphatic. Like in a situation like this, he'll be emphatic with the call. Third out kind of thing.
Danny down 0-2. I'd like to see a nice defensive swing and hit that 3-4 hole.
Masco fans not liking that one.
I know.
But in the same regard, the Beverly fans didn't like a couple other ones, so. I don't know, if you're upsetting both sides, are you doing a good job or a bad job?
I don't know.
Breaking ball in there.
No.
Wow. Thought that was a strike. 2-2.
All right, the 2-2 offering now coming from Gustafson. Second and third, 2 away. Danny, hard ground ball over to short. Weidman has it, up with it, throws, and off the first baseman's glove.
And
the second run's going to come in to score, and the Panthers have taken the lead back.
Danny's hustle forced to throw a little high.
And the first baseman trying to cling to the bag could not cling to the bag and squeeze the ball completely.
Yeah,
It trickled away, and now the Beverly Panthers have taken the lead right back, and it's 9-8.
I think you got to call that an E3, though.
Yes.
That's what I have in my book, sir.
I would as well, yeah. And obviously the first baseman is now, the first baseman all day is the man on the mound now, too.
Yep.
So
that's a ball.
they brought in someone who had not played first all day today.
Well, it was the starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Who we only saw for an inning or so.
Yeah. Gustafson a little taller, a little longer, probably able to stretch and squeeze that. That one is lashed foul.
So we got Cal McKay right here.
Cal McKay seeing if he can keep this marathon of a fifth inning going.
Yeah, so it looks like the JV game is over. The Masco JV squad just got over here.
Speaking of marathons, they're going to have to settle in for a while before the bus goes back to
I know.
Boxford.
Yeah, because normally they don't let you ride home with the parents unless there's something special going on. Not that much of a ride up to Masco, but ball.
That's in for a strike.
Okay, that's a strike. All right, so Gustafson, I got him at about 23 pitches here.
I do as well.
So if we're talking about pitch count, 25 is that number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this next pitch is going to be 25, I think. So if you can get the batter out, he's clean. You go over it. You can finish the batter, but he won't be able to pitch anymore after that. If they want to have him available tomorrow, anyway, he could pitch on. Actually, no, 25 is the cut.
Friday.
Yeah, if he goes over 25, I don't think he can. He can't pitch on Friday. He can't pitch tomorrow.
Okay.
Ball. Do you send Pierce?
I would.
3-2?
Yeah.
3-2-2.
Is it 3-2?
I don't think it is.
No, it's 2-2. Isn't it? But I'd still send him.
I'd send him anyway.
Swing and a miss, and it does not matter in the end. So, strike 3 to get out of it. He gets McKay. But the Panthers grab the lead back and now lead at 9-8 going into the top of the 6th. The aggressive move by Masco to go to their ace out of the pen ends up not panning out. Though it's not exactly like he gave up a bunch of hits.
No hits.
A bunch of hits in order to have it not pan out. But
2 unearned runs.
I think this is similar to the game Masco had against Gloucester. Both teams kind of, had big innings.
Now we're going to see Jonathan Reyes come in. Danny Pierce is going to shortstop, and Mikey O'Leary is at second base. So O'Leary's
going to go in the pitcher's spot. Gavin.
So he
Haley.
won't be hitting.
Right.
So he'll go in for Haley. Gotcha. Okay. Got a lot of moving pieces here at Beverly High School. A lot of runs. My car's been dented. It's been a lot happening today.
My scorebook's been all messed up.
we've heard profanity.
I know.
A home run.
Not from us.
No, I know. We saw a home run. Almost saw a grand slam.
That's because it's us three in the booth, not our buddy. BevCam's only FCC fines have been during basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're coming up on 2 hours of gameplay. Actually, we're past 2 hours because this game started early, right?
Yeah, this game started at 4-ish.
Oh, 4, not 4:15, really?
It started before 4:15.
Yeah,
It started
probably
like
about
4:06.
4:07, so something like that, yeah.
No.
Top 6.
Yeah.
Bottom 6.
Top
6.
Top 6.
Top 6. It's the red and the orange.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, so Jonathan Reyes climbs the hill, and Panthers now protecting just a 1-run lead.
Yeah. Well,
but protecting a lead again nonetheless, just a half inning after surrendering 6 to lose their 5-run lead.
So one of you had mentioned that we weren't done seeing runs scored.
That would have been me.
That was Al.
Okay. So this is Zizza?
I was actually going to make fun of him a little bit because the minute he said that, he went to Gustafson. So I was like, are you sure about that?
Zizza it is.
Jonathan just pulls that one as he slings it across.
The Chieftains are at Winthrop on Friday, so they do have a game. And then they have a non-league game against Whittier on Monday.
2-1. 1-2. Excuse me.
So the 1-2 coming to Ziza. Lines it in the left field. The left fielder coming on. He's not going to be able to make that play as it drops in front of him, and it's a leadoff knock.
All right, so you got the number 9 hitter, Nelson.
Single last time up.
Yeah. Are you bunting him, though? Okay, what do we got here? We're going to probably see a runner here for Zizza, it looks like.
Rich, was that, how many pitches was that before we got to hit? 4 or 5?
4.
Okay. Double clutch there.
Okay, so the runner coming in. I wonder, actually, seeing that the helmet is blue, if this might be a JV player they might just brought over.
Oh.
I don't believe that's allowed, but we didn't see a full roster, so we don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now Coach Cahill's going to ask about.
Well, look, he's going to say it wasn't on my my lineup card. You can't take somebody from the JV game who wasn't on the card and insert them.
Each team has to put a roster in to the other team and to the umpire.
No way did he really just do that.
I'm not saying it is, but noticing that the helmet doesn't match everybody else's. Makes you wonder.
Whatever it is, it's been answered to satisfaction.
Yep, okay. Yep.
All right, so Nelson, the man standing in. Number 9 hitter in this order, doing the catching today, and the leadoff man on with Ziza's single.
Oh, did he step? Yep, that's a balk. Did he step off?
He stepped off. It's not a
stepped off.
balk.
He stepped off.
He stepped off.
Someone yelled balk. I thought it was the umpire.
No, it was
okay.
From the Masco bench.
But we have seen a balk today as well.
Yeah, we did.
Seen a little of everything. First baseman coming in
charging.
hard. Pops it up. First
Connolly,
baseman is right there. Connolly, who was charging in hard the full way, and that thing basically right to him as he was coming in and one away.
Luckily for Masco, the base runner read that as being a pop-up. Otherwise,
if they were sending the runner,
it would have been a double play. Right?
And Connor was ready.
So we have top of the order here.
And Weidman. In first strike from Reyes.
Gives him that outside corner. That would be a pitch to wear out there. Nice looking pitch. Can hit that spot.
Just make sure people on the left side are ready for it.
Swing and a miss as he gets that one by Weidman as well on that outer part. And Jonathan has him 0-2.
Base runner does not have an aggressive lead over there at all.
I think you go for that same spot just a little further outside.
Like that. Weidman does a nice job of poking it over to short. Throws it past Danny Pierce covering at second. He's going to go to third. Please do not throw it. He didn't. And now it is first and third with one out.
They weren't going to get the double play on that with Weidman's speed.
No, they had zero chance to get the double play, but they're going to end up getting nothing.
So we're going to see first and third. Weidman's got wheels. You're probably not going to throw him out. So now it's a matter of trying to get the guy at third to take the wrong step. We've pretty much seen almost everything.
Yeah.
Never in baseball.
No,
I'm
that's
sure
true.
there's
That's
something
true.
more weird we could see. That's for sure. We have seen a lot these past couple of weeks, though.
We haven't seen a second baseman mauled by a tiger yet. A Naked Gun reference, by the way. Which, by the way, they're doing a remake. Well, not a remake, but a spin-off type with Liam Neeson playing the character Frank Drebin.
Wow.
Jr. Frank Drebin Jr. So it's kind of a sequel. Okay, nobody going. He was squaring on that.
Is Liam Neeson even in movies that much anymore?
I think he has slowed down a little bit. But he does do dry comedy very well.
Oh, his cameo appearance, if you ever watched Ted 2, is the funniest thing in the world.
Well, have you ever seen, I don't know, I forget the name of the show with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, I love Ricky.
He does a cameo. I look it up. It's hilarious.
Weidman takes second, basically uncontested.
Yeah. Unsurprising. Jonathan winds and fires. And that one fouled off.
We got 1-1.
Yeah.
Gustafson has struck out, popped to shortstop, and reached on an error and scored a run in the fifth.
In that big fifth inning. Foul ball.
High pop again, back towards the house.
All right, so
it's
Jonathan,
the roof of the cabana.
So Reyes ahead of him now.
High fly in the right field. The right fielder over makes the catch, tagging and scoring.
Let the throw through. Guy was going to go to third anyway on that.
Good throw by McKay.
So nice try by McKay, but far too deep, and a great job of hitting by Gustafson. It's not exactly like Reyes made a bad pitch, but he just leaned out there and able to get solid wood on enough to hit that one as deep as he did to the opposite field.
He gets himself an RBI on that.
Yeah. And we are once again knotted up, 9-9.
And now DeLutis, who had that home run early in the game. Not the only home run of the game, though.
No, the only home run of the game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It is the only home run. So we think, anyway. We'll have to go back and watch the replay.
I wonder if Beth had a good line on that since she was out there behind the fence.
She did send me a text on it.
DeLutis, good swing as he lines it up the hill foul.
Hits one over to the Masco fans, giving them a souvenir.
The dog wasn't paying attention.
Swing and a miss.
Good heat up high.
So Reyes needing one more strike to get DeLutis and escape the inning, with the game still tied, at least.
What do we got going here? Okay, he just stepped out.
Yep.
Breaking ball high.
Yep, that one missed.
2-2 the count. Weidman on third.
Swing and a miss of
Huge
the high
strikeout.
fastball. And as you mentioned, Ali, big punch out by Reyes to get DeLutis, the number third man in the order, and keep this game tied, going to the bottom of the sixth.
How many did you have? 16?
I did, 16.
Ooh. All right, so we're going to have McLean, Salerno, Fisher coming up. Not what I'd say any of the bunters on this team. So
No.
You got a leadoff guy, NBC. Still seeing people swinging away.
And Gustafson's still the man on the hill.
Rich, going back, something that you brought up divisionally earlier in the broadcast about Gloucester and having lost once.
Yep.
Non-league loss to Springfield Central.
Yep. Okay.
So undefeated.
8-0 in the league. So I'm pretty sure they've already won the league.
Yeah, since Beverly has 5 losses.
8-0.
And has
Beverly's
5
right
losses
behind
with in second.
Yeah, because you play the team in your division twice,
which is 8.
And then everybody else,
which is
play
5.
once. Yeah.
13 of them, right?
All right, so McLean was one of those guys who scored in that first inning. He had a base hit. K and hit by pitch.
So a tie ball game here in the 6th. Gustafson working to the heart of the Panther order.
Ooh,
that one buzzing the tower of McLean.
I think he's the same batter that had one up and in last time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
McLean has he been hit too, hasn't he? No.
He has been hit.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. Facing the ace of the Masco staff, and McLean at a swing and a miss.
All right, so Gustafson is over 25 now, which I think it's 50 is the next level after that. Strike. Gustafson's got a pretty good fastball.
He does indeed.
He's got that 3/4 motion that a little tough to right-handed batters.
Mm-hmm.
Fouls it off. That tells you how fast that pitch was. That off the catcher reached the top of the backstop.
He might have been off the umpire.
The umpire?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Since he hasn't walked a baseball out yet, it looks like he's taking a walk.
Yeah.
Of course,
I think you're right.
Excuse me. Of course, he could be taking time for the catcher.
Yeah. Nobody's shown any concern for either of them. So.
Colby Gustafson gets him to go up the ladder chasing, and strikeout there of McLean.
I think at this point also, if we're worried about pitch counts or anything, you got a chance to win a game.
You got to
throw this guy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you figure it out on Friday.
Always a fan of that attitude. Win now, and we'll figure the rest out afterwards.
Yeah, it's not like Masco is in position to win the done.
Yeah.
As neither is Beverly, as you pointed out. So,
but they're also in a trying to get into the tournament, so you still have to win.
What did you have them on the power rankings?
40, I think.
Yeah,
it was.
So they need
so
to
they
be
got to
500.
get to and they're what 3 and 6, I think it was. But if you can pick up a win here, and then go on a streak.
Ground ball towards the hole. Weidman along
throw. Stretching it out.
Not going to be in time to get Charlie as he beats that one out for an infield single.
Charlie
I got to tell you,
has too much speed.
I didn't even think that was going to be close. The fact that
it's
it
a
was that close, that's a
Weidman.
really strong throw. All right,
Charlie can move, that's for sure.
So you also wonder right here, seeing that he can move, do you send him now?
I would.
Yeah, I would too. Throw it over. And they're thinking about it.
You get another step easy.
Yeah.
He got back very easy. But I think you got to put him in scoring position here.
Yep. And not going yet. Fisher follows it.
Swung on and fouled off up the hill.
Flied out to center field his last at-bat.
Base hit in the first inning and a hit by pitch in the second.
Quick pitch from Gustafson. No leg kick at all, just a slide step.
You got Connor Connolly on deck here. He walked his last time.
Take another step with that lead.
Yeah. Wants to maybe shuffle over a
Oh.
little.
Just eats up Fisher inside with that strong fastball. And 2 gone. Awkward swing out of Teddy there.
Yeah.
He really got into his kitchen.
He was probably trying to just foul that off and didn't want to let anything that
No, yeah,
close go
100%.
by.
Just trying to get a piece of it.
That was a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Gustafson's got a peculiar move. He actually had Salerno lean him back to first there, it looked like.
I saw that. He just got to focus on his back foot.
Foul.
Hey, we see the sun again.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while.
Which that's the type of sun that can start to be problematic for a first baseman.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite yet, but in about 15 minutes, it's going to come down a little bit more. I'm actually surprised that they aren't sending Salerno.
Yeah, I am too. I thought I'd get him in scoring position. With 2 outs, maybe score on a base hit, get the lead back.
There he goes.
Ball in the dirt.
Here's the throw coming, and not going to get Charlie as he's in the second with the stolen base. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position here with 2 outs.
3-1 count.
Connor can deliver the base hit, score Charlie, have Johnny get the 3 outs, and we go home.
There you go.
Sounds simple.
Simple. It's a simple game.
It's a simple game. Oh, it wasn't 3-1?
Oh, I guess not.
Okay.
Now it is. So does that make it full count? Yes, it does.
All right, tying run at second here. It must have been a wild one here in the 6th. Connolly, hard ground ball over to third. The third baseman has it, throws, got him, and that will do it for the Panthers in the 6th. On to the top of the 7th, with this game still knotted up now at 9.
Good contact by Connor.
Yeah.
With the
solid
third baseman, Porfido. Is he the third baseman? I believe.
Yep.
In the play. It's kind of funny when he got that ground ball. He looked at the runner like he was looking back.
Maybe he's thinking if he runs out there, just tag him.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to get distracted that way. Just make the play.
So he had 16 pitches, which makes it, 42?
Yep.
Okay, and Reyes will be facing the heart of the order, Porfido, Ginley, and Ward. And he'll wanting to, this will be top of the 7th. So Beverly will want to get the hold here and see if they can put something together to walk one off in the bottom of the 7th. But first things first, gonna need 3 outs here. Porfido has struck out looking, has singled, and popped to the catcher. Ginley has 2 punch outs, a bases loaded walk, and scored a run. And Ward is back in, I believe, right? And
yeah.
I am not.
He only had 1 at bat.
And he had a double, looks like.
Okay.
Because he never batted initially. Brown came in. No,
Yeah.
Brown had the double. I don't know that he's been up yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't think he has been up yet.
I don't think he has either.
Yeah, he has not. He's a re-entry, so.
Correct.
Because the double was hit by Brown. The big double.
And it was it was a 1 swing of the bat, 2-run home run that scored all their runs in the first, so I'm not sure Ward ever got to the plate.
Brown hit the controversial ball, whether it was a grand slam or not.
Right.
Yes, that was Brown who did that. But I was wondering if Ward got up in the first inning, but I don't think he did.
No, because he never got out of the first.
Yeah, but Masco hit first, and they scored 2 runs in the first. But you're right, Ward didn't hit. They hit a 2-run. They hit a 2-run home run on.
Ginley was the last batter that inning.
Okay.
That's out of play.
Pitch 3.
Yep.
Okay.
That was 3. What was the first?
2. Pitch 2.
I think that was the second one.
Second. Okay.
Okay. Ground ball over to first.
Nice play by Connor.
Connolly has it, takes it himself over to first, and 1 out here in the 7th.
Connor doing a nice job getting down in a good blocking position in case the ball did take a bounce. Knew he had time.
Just like scooping up a soccer ball.
Yep.
breeze picking up just a little bit here.
Yeah, blowing from left to right. Foul ball, and
Connor continuing to go over, but it's going to be back and out of play.
It'll be interesting. So it definitely, Ward is definitely going to be hitting here as he's warming up. Although it was Brown who hit that double. That cleared.
Disputed double.
Yes.
Disputed ground rule double.
That drew the
ire.
The ire.
I was going to say that.
And the profanity. And he struck him out.
Swinging or looking?
Looking.
Okay, so 2 outs. And this will bring up the starting pitcher.
There you go.
Not Cam Ward.
Got a chance to help himself out here.
Swung on and a
High
fly
ball.
ball in the center
Gonna be a
field.
tough one.
Right fielder
And
and
he
center
got to
fielder
it.
coming over. Micah's the one who closes on it, and that makes the play, and that will do it in the 7th. A 1-2-3 inning for Jonathan Reyes. 1-2-3 innings have been hard to come by in the last couple of innings. But with that, we'll send it to the bottom of the 7th. The Panthers with a chance to walk one off.
Reyes will lead off to see if he can get himself to dub. Get on base. Had 9 pitches on that, Rich, for 25.
You got it.
Reyes, McManus, and Bellew.
We're going to see if they can get on and spin the order.
Yeah. Again, so, we had talked about Reyes is the guy usually you see end up bunting someone over. McMahon has been swinging a good bat. If Reyes gets on, do you swing or do you bunt?
If Reyes gets on, I'm going to steal him. And then I would bunt him to third.
Do you show bunt and steal him? Try to get everybody moving around so you can get him over there?
Right, because with...
Or do you send him, and if it's a good pitch, you swing away?
See, the only thing I don't like about that bunt is that you get a left-handed batter up, and it's going to help the shortstop get the second quicker.
True.
He bunts.
But it affects the catcher's throw a little bit more.
Right.
All right, so let's see what they do. They think he's going to bunt.
Reyes chops one right to that
there.
third baseman who had to step in.
Ooh.
Has it. Plenty of time to make the throw and got him.
Ward had to make sure he had the ball.
Yeah, it looked like might have escaped. Looked like it was about to escape the mitt.
All right, so we got McManus now, the guy we were just saying. What are they going to do? And then third base playing in tight. Looking for a bunt.
Hard ground ball up the middle. The second baseman, though, has it. Quick throw, got him.
4-3. Quick 2 pitches right there. Now you got Bellew coming up.
2 pitches, 2 outs. Wow.
It's a good way to go through the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Huh?
That's a good way to have your ace still be able to pitch the next inning in extra, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so. Bellew trying to extend and get to the top of the order here.
Yeah.
One, two. Kind of overthrew that one a little, huh?
Spiked that.
Trying to blow it by him.
Jonah, nice
drop
rip.
a base hit in there.
Drops it in front of the right fielder, and there's life steal here in the 7th inning for the Panthers.
All right, so they're going to pinch run for Jonah here.
They are?
They're going to courtesy run for him.
Well, I hope they get somebody faster than him because he can run.
Well,
let's see.
It's the courtesy run, I think, so let's see.
Who comes out?
Probably O'Leary. Number 9.
That Maverick Genest, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Maverick Genest, Dom, you got that? Yeah?
Yep. No, Blank.
Oh, Will Blank's number 9?
Will Blank.
Yeah. Will Blank, number 9.
Okay.
Will Blank, the courtesy runner for Bellevue, 2 outs. And the winning run off first, and that one is slashed foul from Danny Pierce to the opposite field.
You ever think Will on, applications gets mistakes? Because he just leaves it blank?
Bump.
Fill in the blank. It's a strike. 2 strikes. Danny.
You know, a little interesting tidbit about Will Blank, Rich, besides being a...
Who did he play for in Little League?
Well, he played on 3 different teams.
There he goes, and he had a hell of a jump
to the backstop.
He really kind of got started before
Yeah,
Gustafson
he
had
got a
even
really
started
good jump
his
on
move.
Yep.
He had timed it so perfectly.
Okay, so what do you think is a base hit? Is Cahill just sending him regardless?
If there is a chance, unless it's a line drive, 1 hopper to the outfielder. But you got to get a good secondary lead here.
Yep.
2 strikes, though, on Danny. Danny trying to be the hero right here, and he has to hit the deck with a high fastball that was headhunting.
Yeah. 2-2.
What I was going to say about Will Rich, besides him being on the White Sox, he played on 3 different Little League teams, 10, 11, 12, and all 3 of them won the City Series.
Really?
Yeah. 3 years in a row, 3 different teams.
Lucky charm.
Yeah.
Speaking of lucky charms, you know, that game that Micah McManus almost threw that perfect game, Micah, next time he pitches, might want to bring back our buddy William, the bad boy.
Bad boy, yeah. Good call.
Who was definitely the lucky charm that day.
Credit to Danny, by the way, after that one right before that fastball. Gustafson then throws a breaking ball, and Danny did a good job of being able to stay with it and foul it off.
Okay, so what Coach Cahill talking to the umpire about something. Didn't look too happy with something. I don't know what that was. Okay, so what do we got? 2-2?
2-2.
Find a gap here, kid. Right center field gap. Let's
2-2 coming from the tall right-hander Gustafson. Line drive back up the middle.
And
off
he's
the
going to
second
send
baseman's
him.
glove.
No, he holds him up. Oh, got to get back. Got to go.
Oh, he's
caught.
caught.
He's caught.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Oh, so the break sign on for Blank. He had to stop and get back, and what a job by the second baseman keeping his head on a swivel and threw a strike over to third, and they got Will trying to make it back to the bag, and that will do it in the 7th.
So I'll tell you what happened. Cahill was sending him, but then he saw that the second baseman got to it quickly. He held him up.
And he had to put the brakes on.
But he had to put the brakes on, but
hard.
his momentum just took him so far.
Yeah, it was a last-minute hold.
Yeah,
He was going hard, right?
Yeah.
So.
And the reason why O'Leary wasn't running there was because he's playing second base.
That's right.
I've forgotten all about that.
I thought he might be able to run since he's not in the lineup, though, because he's effectively being DH'd for. So if you're...
No, because he's in the field.
But he's not.
He filled the spot of that
pitcher.
Of the pitcher, yeah. So he's in the roster. He's in the line.
So okay, gotcha. I didn't know if you were out of the batting order, you could run.
No.
More excitement as we go into the 8th inning. Rich, are you going to run out of columns?
Well, it's possible, in which case you're the guy doing the book the rest of the time.
Oh, boy, okay.
All right,
So Reyes back on the hill.
Yep. And he's going to get the bottom of the order here.
Yep.
Del Grasso, Zizza, and Nelson.
I'll tell you, that ball was hit so hard by
Yeah.
Danny Pierce. And I don't know, did Gustafson even get a glove on it too or no? Because he even
No, I
reached
don't
out
think
too.
so.
I don't think so.
But anyway, it was such a tough hop for the second baseman. He at least did a good job of knocking it down.
Yeah, and then he had the wherewithal to look over at third.
Yep.
I think he was looking home because he knew he was going to have to throw home. But a good job on the third baseman by, being aware for that stuff too. But you're aggressive on the bases. I mean, that's really what you're supposed to be doing, running the bases, running as hard as you can. It's just that his momentum took about 2 steps too far.
Right. That's smashed to right. Cal is there.
Cal is drifting, and Cal gets under it to make the play and one away.
Got the Masco fans on their feet, though.
Brings up the second baseman, Zizza, who has struck out, reached on a walk, and scored a run, and singled and scored a run. So he has 2 of the Masco 8 runs.
So we're getting at that point where you start thinking about dinner, boys.
Well, we're at that point where I'm going to have to start thinking about taking off.
And going to work.
Yeah, I'll have to soon.
Well, Dom, you're in good hands.
I know. You guys got it. I have the utmost confidence in you.
That ball's outside.
I got to ask you, if Micah had completed the perfect game, would you have been bummed that you weren't here?
If he was throwing a perfect game, I would have told them that I'm showing up when I'm showing up.
No, you weren't here. If he would have completed it, it would have been one of those things. Oh, I can't believe I didn't cover that game.
Yeah, I would have been. I would have been annoyed. I would have been annoyed.
Yeah, I would have been like that.
I would have been annoyed. Yeah.
There aren't many of those,
No.
All right, so we got a full count here.
Oh.
Off the pole.
All right, so he's got himself a quab anyway. I don't think anybody really cares about quabs at this point unless you're getting on base and knocking it.
That's true.
Oh, great, I made it out, but I got 6 pitches. Okay, now it's a real.
And that one missed from
quab.
Jonathan.
Legit quab right there. So that, barring a double play, that will get us to the top of the order.
Nelson has struck out, had a base hit, scored a run, and has popped up to the first baseman. Although I don't remember that. Connor had a pop up.
Ground ball.
Yeah, beats that over the ground. Third baseman.
Got to cover third. Got to cover third.
Okay.
Good job by John Reyes. Very, very, very alert there.
Okay, so Cal Weidman got the 2 outs now. Focus on the batter, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now, go ahead, run out at second and back to the top of the order of the Chieftains and Cal Weidman.
2 for 3.
It's a big man to get here for Reyes.
1 for 3, I should say.
And get his boys back up to the plate.
Oh,
but Reyes lines one into center field.
McMahon's going to come up throwing.
McMahon is going to come up throwing, but I don't think he's going to have any chance.
Nope.
That one cut off, and Cal Weidman wasted no time as he got a very first pitch from Reyes and lined it into center field. And the Chieftains have the lead back here at 7-6 here in the first inning of extra innings.
Yeah. Nice piece of hitting there by Weidman.
Jumped on that first pitch.
He'll probably be stealing here, too.
I would think so. Brings up Gustafson. Now the pitcher of record.
Yep.
He has struck out, popped to the shortstop, reached on an error, and has a sacrifice fly RBI.
There he goes. Here's the throw, and it is not in time as Weidman is in with a stolen base.
Good throw by Jonah.
Yeah. Just got a nice jump on it. Good wheels. It'd be tough for Jonah to throw him out on that.
That one's going to...
McKay going to come up throwing.
But now it's a 2-run lead for Masco.
So Gustafson helping himself out there. Giving himself some insurance.
The Ludays hit a home run in the first inning, struck out, reached on a walk and scored, and struck out again.
Yep.
So he is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, the walking in a run, and 2 runs scored. Ray is trying to keep this close enough for his teammates here, who at this point are going to have to come up with 2 to force the game any deeper and make Dom late for work.
Yeah. No, I got to head out now, guys. So I will
Okay.
leave this in the very capable hands of Al Visnick and Rich Francis, and hoping that the Panthers can pull up another great rally here in this game and win it in the end.
Okay. Have a good night, Dom.
We'll see you, Dom.
Okay, Reyes looks in, gets the sign.
Thrown over. All right, so Dom, the victim of work. It always gets in the way, doesn't it? All the things we like to do with our lives, work just gets in the way. Thrown over again. Panthers do have the meat of the order coming up. 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's going.
He's
not going.
Okay, doing
Looked
a nice
like he
job
was.
of drawing their attention, though.
Drew our attention.
I know.
It's
2
inside.
balls here. Yeah. Ball in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count. Let's see if Gustafson goes here. He does not. Fouls that off. 2-2. So I believe his player's first name is Davis.
Would seem that way.
We could thank the parents to our side for giving us first names. There he goes. Ball in the dirt. Not going to go. Jonah looking to see if he went. Going to maybe appeal. No. Okay, so that's going to be full count, yeah.
Reyes got him with a high fastball last time. See what he goes to here.
Man in scoring position. And that ball's to left. Salerno gets over there, and he makes the play. Doing in the inning, but the Chieftains pick up 2. Take a 2-run lead. What's that, 11-9?
That is true, 11-9.
11-9. I'll tell you, we weren't expecting this many runs being scored in this game. Coming in, these 2 teams really hadn't been doing a whole lot offensively, but
yeah, I wasn't expecting a high-scoring game, especially with Graham Gavin going for Beverly today. But as we've said many times over the years, Rich, baseball is a funny game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you least expect it, expect it.
Yeah, the Panthers were cruising along after scoring 6 in the first inning. Then the wheels came off in the 5th.
Yeah, even extended it with a run in the second to make it 7-2.
But again, this is one of those things you just can't take anything for granted. Northeastern Conference is peculiar in that way too.
Yeah.
You know, you get a team that maybe at the bottom of the
Scrap heap.
standings,
Yeah.
and then you see a kid come in and go crazy, throwing a gem or whatever. I'm not saying that is what happened here, but you know, like they say with football, any given Sunday,
Right.
The NEC, any game, anything can happen.
Well, it makes it all the more impressive what Gloucester's doing this year, being undefeated in the conference.
Well, and Gloucester's really doing it with 3 pitchers. You know, we had mentioned Braden Francis. I believe he leads the Salem News service area in innings pitched. You know, and that's why he's got so many strikeouts. But that team, that Gloucester team, their starters go the whole game.
Gotcha.
But that's also a testament to them being able to throw strikes and not having to get their pitch count up too much.
Cal McKay is going to lead it off here for Beverly in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah. So Cal walked his first at bat, but 2 Ks and a ground out to first since. Looking to get on base here. That ball
Draws
is
in
to
the
the
gap.
gap, and he's going to get himself on second base. It's going to be a close play, but he's in there with a double. And you could see the left fielder had a little trouble out there with some of that terrain. So Cal gets himself a stand-up double.
Cal wasting no time at all jumping on the first pitch. A lot of times the first pitch in the count will be the best pitch. So,
all right, so we got McLean here. He scored in the first inning. He was one of those guys, 6 guys in a row scored. Oh, and that got him. That hit him.
They have been high and tight on him all day, and that's the second time he's been hit.
Okay, so you got runners on first and second now. Charlie Salerno.
Colby represents the tying run.
Yep.
Looks like they must have taken that right off the helmet. It didn't look like it bothered him too much.
I thought it hit him in the hand.
I didn't like how high it hit him.
I thought it hit him in the hand.
In the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we got men on first and second. Salerno, he's got a couple hits on the day. Been on base a few times, 3 out of 4 times. High fly to left.
Way high.
Could be trouble, though. Okay, that's going to be an out. I thought that might have been trouble just because it's so kind of sloppy out there.
Yeah.
Could have tripped him up.
I think that he didn't need to move too far.
No,
you know, he was
didn't
well
have to run
positioned.
Yeah, so we got Teddy Fisher coming up. Base hit in the first, walk in the second. Fly ball to center, and a K his last at bat. Okay, he was going.
What's he doing?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
He thought he had a chance to get it. Well, got to get back now. And they're going to get him out, and man on first goes back to first. I think he was, you know, we've talked about this before, how the Panthers, if they think they can get third, they go. Good job by Gustafson there, just kind of being patient and letting the play come to him. That's a caught stealing. That's the second out. So now the Panthers down to their last out. High fly ball. Weidman, calling for it, and that's going to end the game for the Chieftains. Al, like we said, we had seen a lot of different stuff in that game, and that that inning was kind of indicative of pretty much everything that we've seen.
Yeah, it was a game that was competed for with a lot of runs and neither side giving up. Not the cleanest baseball game, obviously, that we've seen out here. A bitter pill for the Panthers, being up with a 7-2 lead after 2 innings, and having an opportunity to kind of close it out and not able to seal it in the 6th or 7th. Get an extra innings, get those 2 guys on with no outs, and start to have those hopes built up again, just to have them dashed once again. So, kind of a tough afternoon. Beverly was looking for its 3rd win in a row. The wins have been harder to come by for Masconomet, and you got to tip the cap to them. They went against one of the best pitchers in the league, and Graham Gavin were able to hang in there despite that 5-run deficit after 2 innings, and they just battled back. So hats off to them for doing what they needed to do, and it'll be back to the drawing board for the Panthers on Friday against the Witches.
Yeah, so Drew Gustafson picking up the win. Coming in relief in the, what inning was that? The 6th, I think it was?
I believe you're right, the 6th, yep.
And kind of, got the hold there for a bit, and then he just kind of held on the rest of the way.
Actually, the 5th inning he came
5th
in.
inning, okay.
Yeah, the first batter was walked on 4 pitches, and then he bopped back in and
that's right.
Pitched the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, so he did a pretty good job out there.
Just 55 pitches in 4 innings.
Yeah, a lot of offense that we saw. A lot of fireworks. We saw a home run and a possible home run and a whole bunch of other stuff going on out there. Again, as you said, not the cleanest game. There are a couple plays I think the Panthers would like to get back. But unfortunately in baseball it doesn't work that way. So that's going to be it for us tonight, folks. 11-9. The Chieftains coming in. Don Lorenzano had to leave, so we'll do the sign-off. And So we'll be back here on.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We will be hopefully be doing a softball game on Friday.
Hopefully Friday we'll have a softball
game
game over at the pit. So different angle for you watching. Check us out. But that's it again. Masco Chieftains 11, Beverly Panthers 9. I'm Rich Francis along with Al Visnick. We'll see you later.
Good night.